See this COWI trade, bro? COWI's ripping. Yo, 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 boom. Greetings and salutations, beautiful people. You know where that's from, greetings and salutations?
No.
Your favorite actor's movie, Sylvester Stallone.
Oh, yeah?
It's from Demolition Man. Because, like, he's in the future, nobody says hi. It's like everyone says greetings and salutations.
Okay.
Because it's future talk. All right, what's up, everybody? That's your boy, Joey Options. I'm Sharif, and let's say hello to everybody in the chat. I hope everybody had a fantastic weekend. It was absolutely beautiful in the great city of Toronto. And I hope everybody else had a fantastic weekend. Let's say hello to everybody here. Pillsbury's in the house. Adam, James abroad. I'm blocking him for the day.
Oh, yeah.
He's gonna get a 24-hour suspension.
Oh.
Because I know we're gonna be inundated with super chats and messages, trolling me for, yes, the loss on Saturday afternoon. Shout out to my Gunners, man. They did real good. We came down to one measly penalty. We'll get him next time, baby. Ichiro, what's up, man? We got Jeremy Newman, Rodney Owens, terrible trade. Shout out to Jacques. I see you. Campione, champione, ale, ale, ale. Shout out to Ryan Hurt. We got Hypercube. Steverns in the house. Lucky Beats. Shout out to Fluffsters, Happy Coder, and Chazzy. No Bag Trader, Ja P. We got Drew Farrell. Shout out to Sip Artemis, Medical, Marinara, and Heart to Heart Media, Frico Suave. That's fantastic. Chapeau for that name there. Shout out to Barry Affleck. I see you, Barry. Cause, we got Icky, we got Dean Allen, and Rage Quit Radio, customer all-time high. Hello, gents, right back at you, Peter G. Dan the Maniac, I love the name, as well as Mac22TH54 and 2 New York cents. And what kind of day would it be if we didn't have the auspicious turtle? What's up, small cap cappers? What's going on, brother? We got a whole list for you over here that we're going to get to in a minute, but let's say good morning to your boy, Joey Options.
Yo, what's going on, everyone? I hope everyone had a fantastic weekend. As Sharif mentioned, a beautiful one here in the city. I'm not short DRAM, by the way. We are not short any DRAM. We are along a little bit of NVDA. Let's see if this support level at 218 can hold up. We climbed to a high of around 222. We're right around the volume-weighted average price. That's starting to come in against us. We'll get all out of this DRAM here momentarily. I'll probably still say that I'm short. Other than that, guys, I mean, let's take a look at our watch list here today. We're going to be Robinhood there at the top of the list. We have Meta that we thought that would see somewhat of a bounce. Gaurav and I planning for this on Monday to find that, but no, it's like, yep, boom, see you later, and gives back the majority of that move. So not too good of a look here in META, and DRAM starting to come back in. So we'll get out at the break even on this bad boy. Trendline broke, so takes them off there, and then $67 rejection, not too good. Double top on DRAM. Oh, I was telling Sharif, we sold a little bit more Bitcoin here on IBIT. It's just opportunity cost at this point, and I mentioned this the other day. I'll just pull it up here on the daily before we send it back to our guy. Is this, right? So we had this trend line break. If this holds up, then that's fine, right? But we still have a lot of it. I sold about total about 40%, so we're still sitting on another 60 that I bought during the IPO, which is dead money. It's been at that level exactly from when I bought it roughly, so we're break even right there. In a couple of years after being up substantially on it, did trim a little bit in the higher 50s, and then it just sold off after, and then I sold some on, I think it was like Wednesday of last week at 42, and I'm gonna let a little bit more go right here because I think at this pace we're gonna head towards the low. Could it bounce? Absolutely. Could I be wrong? But just that curl over, I mentioned that it was giving this type of vibe. Boom. Just no extremely strong day here, and then off to the races it goes to the downside is Bitcoin. I think it's going to take another year in order for this thing to find its footing and get some momentum up under it. But what am I doing? Why am I selling some of my positions? We released a little bit of Netflix as well too, Sharif. I know you might be happy about that one. Netflix, we trimmed. we trimmed. We didn't fully close the position, but we took a good chunk off. Why? Because there's a lot of hot IPOs that I want to be sitting on some cash in and be buying throughout the next couple of years, to be honest with you. So we'll be rotating at a certain NVDA, my top holding now at this point, and absolutely monstrous. We're up like 89%, close to 100% on that bad boy. We've been holding it for a long time too. But yeah, AC Slater to Bitcoin and Netflix looking to grab some Anthropic and SpaceX when the time is right, brother.
Well said, Neal. I'm just trying to find that for you right now, but just give me a second. All right, guys. Here is the deal. I'm watching. Look, the pickings are slim. Oh, you mean Pauly Ozan? But you see, I'd say it to Joe, but he'd have no idea who I was talking about because he doesn't like the Rocky movies, right? So Ozan is like, why do you look like Pauly right now from
Pauly
Rocky?
D?
No. Pauly, he's Rocky's brother-in-law. He's the brother of Adrian.
Adrian.
Exactly.
Hey, yo, Adrian.
Right? Ozan says you look like him. It's the shirt says Blicky Spears. I don't know, man. I think Joey looks good today, man. I thought he looked like pretty, he was doing his thing there for a double bicep. Get up, Joey. When he was doing the options play. Look, the shirt.
Man, regardless, yeah, I am the ref. Who said that? You want timeout? You go in the penalty box.
Yo,
just
block
like that.
this
But
guy,
who
man.
Was that?
Block him.
Was it Hernandez?
Man, no, it's Adam James Abroad.
Oh, it was Adam. Hey, man,
block him.
He gets a pass because he brought us delicious pizza on Friday. So thank you, and we love him. But other than that, man, regardless of what you say, I look fresh every day.
All right, man. Ozan's just trolling you. Okay, Joey, we wasted enough time here. We got to go up to Adair.
Oh, we're going to Adair. Let's go.
Keep an eye here, guys, in the market in the U.S. So no massive moves here, but I do think it's worth noting that we're hearing, and again, this is from Iranian state TV, so make of that what you will, but apparently Iran saying that the probability of the ceasefire between Iran and the U.S. ending is high if attacks on Lebanon do not stop. As far as we've heard from Israel, the attacks on Lebanon are not stopping. So again, more indications here that the ceasefire between the U.S. and Iran could end. Back to you.
All right, HKIT is ripping. I'm just trying to organize my screen, so allow me a second. Here, let's go. HKIT just absolutely rocketed to the upside. No. HKIT, let's find out if it's on the NASDAQ. It is halted. I was telling City Boy, I think, 305. I'm watching ABTS, which looks maybe like it's had its better trade behind it. I'm also watching SOAR, but SOAR is also losing the volume weighted average price. And the one that I was holding out for, hope for, I should say, but I was too quick to pull the trigger. Well, I didn't even get to set up on it, man. I'm sitting there trolling Joey. HKIT just absolutely jettisoned off that 5 1/5, 5 1/4 area hold, off that area low right there at 1055.11, and that is now halted. $7.68. It is up 426%, and we're still off from the pre-market high by around 18.5%. So we're not even above the day's high, let alone the official high, let alone the pre-market high. So let's do a little TA. $8.80. That's the official area high. I'll submit to you it's a resistance level of around 8 2/3, 8 3/4. Reason being, look at all these candles. This is a halt, by the way. So it closed up at the high there at 863. It went to 875. Best it could do, 880. And then it dropped right back down and held that 5 1/4 as we spoke about. It is now making an aggressive recovery into that the area that we're halted in, 768. So again, I need to bring your attention to that 4:05 a.m. candle, which had about 673,000 shares trade hands, and it wasn't much less after, about 322,000 for the candle at 4:10 a.m. So this one was doing a decent amount of volume in the pre. It's not as much as we've been doing during the day. Most of these big candles over here have about 1.5 to 1.25 million shares traded per 5-minute candle. So we need to be on the lookout here for HKIT. It's insane. ABTS is the other one I was looking at. I don't know why the hell all these ones had such huge outsized pre-market move. ABTS I don't want to say chief among them, but certainly among the big ones. This one did even more volume in the pre-market, that 420 candle, about 1.37 million shares each. We're still right at that indecisive area in the pre, right around 2.5 to 3. But look at this candle here at 4:20 a.m. Takes us to $5.30. Like, give me a break, man. So it looks anyway like we have some resistance at 2 3/4, 2 4/5. We're coming back to 2 1/5 right now. Looks like we're trying to hold the volume weighted average price. I need to see a trend change here on ABTS because it's an unbroken 3-bar lower high, lower high, lower high, lower low, lower lower, lower low. NAMM over here, another big mover in the aftermarket yet on Friday. Caught another bid this morning. It wasn't just as good as it gets for Friday afternoon. It was better even Monday morning. Alas, we have been selling off since that time. In fact, we just tried to reclaim the volume weighted average price 1050, 11 o'clock, double top into 250, failing VWAP, coming back down, trying to hold area lows. So we're going to keep a close eye here on NAMM, but it does seem like it is HKIT at the moment that is running the best of the bunch. So if that's the case, let's do a little TA here, Joey. So Halt price, $7.68. Tap, $7.68. So we're not really moving here. It's not showing its hand during the Halt. HKIT, that is. Halt time, 11:08:27. Earliest this will be open, 11:13:27. Current time, 11:12:32. So I have a little bit less than a minute to go here on HKIT. But I also want to mention to everybody that I am interested in trading ABTS. Should it show me that there is going to be a good amount of support at that 210 area, 2 1/5 area, because that's a volume weighted average price. So we're not long now. We're not long now from the opening here. We're about 30 seconds or so, 27 seconds or so from HKIT, still showing the same tap, actually 1 penny higher, 769. So we're just going to wait here to see what kind of open we get on this monster. We have another about, I want to say 10 seconds now from the earliest open. Let's see, 771.258. The tap is moving up aggressively, 790 now as the open time comes back in. Let's see if we can get a pop up here. What did I get there? I got 696. There's 715. There's 725. There's 735. Looking for more. There's 740. Give me my money, man. Oh. There's $8. Joey freaking options into the high there, right off the bottom. From, what did I got? I got 6 and change. Here it comes, though, into 8. Looking for a continuation a little bit higher. Let's see if we can get back into this one. Good bottom pick there, but resistance again at $8 on this one. So that $8 keeps featuring on HKIT for some reason, even though, of course, we have been above it, 880, the area high, Joey. So continuing to watch this one, looking for a decisive clearing of 8. Perhaps that gets us back in the trade.
Sounds good, my boy. All right, yeah, we got a super chat. The weekly gap on HKIT is, whoa, wow.
Adam James freaking abroad.
Yeah, let's go, man. Way to keep rocking and rolling on those small caps.
We're still holding, my boy.
Yeah, nice, man. Good to hear. Joe, did good on my options on Path. Sold up to 150%, holding just few contracts. Calls end of June 12th. How long do I hold before time decay? Worthless. Well, I mean, if they're intrinsically valued, you won't, but you'll lose that on the contracts. It's always best to just close before the expiration date. Like, what is that, 2 weeks from now? What is UiPath actually up to? Let's figure it out. Let's see if Tesla can get rocking and rolling here. Here it is on the 5-minute, not looking bad. How does the daily look? Big time momentum. You're breaking through a key pivot level. So, I mean, a couple more days. See how it's been performing at the end of the week. Also, just trail your stop so you can lock in profits too, right? Just keep that in mind. So it's just like, okay, we'll trail this. If it comes back to, say, where it opened today, and then you just get out and you lock in whatever unrealized gains you have left. But there it is, guys. You see the positions. I told Gore, full disclosure, I'm in SIM until SpaceX IPO. Yeah, I made the
crazy. That's intense.
Yeah, well, I mean, hey, man.
I like the decisive decision making there.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking about it last week, and then I'm like, all right, let's see how today goes. Was up bigly in the morning, and then unfortunately, we just a bad error on Robinhood just sent things absolutely array in the opposite direction. So I'm like, all right, let's chill out a little bit. Must be the prison T-shirt everybody's mentioning about. So I mean, hey man, it is what it is, and I made the decision. We're just gonna just relax and wait for that SpaceX
decision.
Yeah, exactly. We're gonna wait, relax for that SpaceX IPO. I don't know if it's happening on the 12th. To be honest with you,
8. There we go, Joey.
Go ahead.
We're taking out. We're getting back into 8, but there's resistance at 8, guys. I'm looking for more. Okay, I'm looking for high day here on HKIT. There's a lot of resistance at 8. I either clear 8, I get my print at 888s, or I stop out. Really that simple. I'm not going to let this one go. There it goes into 833, 850. Looking for a little bit more. A lot of selling, though, James Adam, at 8.5 here. There's a lot of selling at 8, period. Look at the tape teleportation. The second this moves above 8, 842, boom, into the high. We'll take 850s there. Not a bad trade. I didn't get 888s, but I got 843. Okay, so that's not the best trade in the world, but it's certainly not bad. Looking for more, Joey.
Okay.
If we can clear 9, this is going to hit 10. We know how these ones function. They like the $5 levels. They like the $10 levels as, you know, area stops. Then they pull back a little bit deeper. So I want to see another move, an attempted move into 10 here. We're up 450%. You better believe everybody and their mother's cousin who trades these small cap gappers is going to have an eye on this one, right? So we're looking for a clearing of 9. Now, here's the deal. I want to give you guys at least my observation about how these ones trade. The move from 9 to 10 could be very quick. And I really do mean that. It could move between 9, in a 10% of the time, it took to clear 8. That's just the way these ones act, okay? So if you're thinking about taking that 9 into 10, use the resting orders, the resting profit takers, or be really good with the hotkeys. I think gamers could probably have some sort of advantage here in hotkey. And with the hotkeys, yeah, because they're quick to react. You know what I mean?
I should get back into gaming.
They're good on the keys. This,
but
and the other.
I don't have the attention span anymore.
Parole officer breathing down your neck. Just yours love. That's hilarious. Zeta, Z-E-T-A. Say less, T-Money. T-Money was trolling me, eh?
What was he saying?
He's like, I had a fantastic Saturday.
Oh.
I'm like, really?
He's a PSG, bro?
Well, you know what else my boy did?
What's that?
The guy that I told you come out the thing, but you were sleeping.
Yeah.
You know what he comes? He comes in a full decked out Jordan Paris Saint-Germain freaking kit, man.
Oh, yeah?
So I guess Jordan and PSG did a collab one year, and it's like purple on white on purple.
Yeah?
He just comes fully decked in the PSG kit. I was like, yo, I'm not even going to get in your car, brother.
I would have been just keep going, man.
Kick his ass out.
Ooh.
Anyway, shut up. Yeah. All right. Shout out to Mike BD Ryder.
With BD Ryder.
Birdman. $5 super chat, Joey.
All right.
QTEX, INFQ, both threatening serious breakouts. What are your thoughts, more specifically, QTEX? Great chat. Let me just have a look at that. QTEX, let's have a look at that. Using Stream Deck for hotkeys. Actually, Fluffy, a lot of people do that. So you wouldn't be the only one, Flusters.
Yeah, exactly.
I think a lot of gamers do that as well. This is great. This is great from an intraday perspective as well. It's up 20%. It's pretty close to the highs. So this is not a bad look, just simply on an intraday level. On a daily level, if this chart doesn't embarrass me, this is fantastic. Obviously, you're beyond this $2 very, very clear area of resistance. And even at the extremities, the $3 area, which we got to a few times, it looks like in late 23, has been breached. We're putting in higher lows, higher highs, essentially since the 22nd of of May. It's been series of higher lows, higher highs, basically off that low to today's current price. You're up 1,000%. And that was a lot more at the high there. You were up 1,275%. This is a fantastic name, QTEX. What is this thing? Quantum. Okay. Well, then we know why, which makes sense because that was the government headline, right? Let's go to the weekly. Sorry, let me just see if this freezes because sometimes, yeah, it will freeze. Okay, so you're not at all-time highs quite yet. And by the way, my chart, bless you, Joey. and not showing any split adjustments. So this is the weekly on QTEX. It looks like there's going to be a lot of resistance at 5, and you already got a little bit of a dose of that last week when this thing topped out at 477. Expect resistance at 5, right? Initial resistance coming into 5, outlying days go into 6, with the highest print ever coming the week of October 25th, 2021, essentially a few weeks before our very good friend Jerome Powell used the words not transitory. And this one got up into like 958 or whatever. So sold out since that time. QTEX, this is a great name. Thank you for pointing this one out to me. I don't actually have a quantum watch list on the side watch list there, Joey, but I do anticipate that one will probably be making its way onto my side watch list soon, given the importance of the space lately. So we're going to be looking at that.
Yeah, all right, cool. Let's head back over to what we got going on here, guys. NVDA slowly starting to work out for us. As you can see, this trend is broken, so that's good. We take a little bit off the top at 67 on DRAM. So let's party on Wayne and let's party on Garth. Good time reload right here. I know my average is wrong on that one, so we take a little bit off, boom, and then now you're rejecting $67 once again. So let's keep our eye out on this specific zone. Anything north, we're going to be prepared to take some off, and now we're waiting for Tesla to slowly start cooking up for us. So the 3 positions that we're in, 2 for 3, are working currently, and not too bad of a start. We'll take that aside from what we had going on this morning in Robinhood and META. FBL, I'll show you guys my trade via live, actually. I told you this is paper, so nothing to get overly excited about. So what happened was we grabbed this long off of the low. I took an additional one, so we took a stop up, grabbed this off the low, and then I take 20% off right here, and then bang, flush city after that. And I'm like, no, this was a big time move, and that's when I was hitting the stone cold and everything, because we were rocking and rolling on that bad boy, and then it's just decided to absolutely tank, giving back the majority off of that headline that we experienced last week. Now moving forward, what was the other name that we were trading, Sharif? DRAM. This was a long off the get. I was also looking to trade Ford, but Ford didn't do what it was doing the past previous session, so we just avoided that. But DRAM
didn't do it today? No,
I didn't do it today. I was looking to a trade. I know a lot of people were mentioning it to me. But here we were long DRAM off the lows. We get this nice move, pulls back, and then we eventually get stopped out, break even. But there's multiple re-engagement levels right there. So not too bad of a look. Let's see if these names, as NVDA slowly starting to pull back, not looking great for us. But hey, as long as we don't break VWAP, then we can continue to climb. So let's see if that holds up. A high of the day of around 223 almost. But this is a dangerous shelf at 219. VWAP snaps. I wouldn't be surprised if we see some more downside. There goes the overall market climbing a little bit higher there, Sharif, so high. And then NVDA to the downside. So we've got to find where the strength is.
All right, man. HKIT is still the one that I'm really focusing a lot on. A little above 8, a little bit below 8, but the same observation still holds true. $8 has been a very staunchy area of resistance for this. It's making me feel like that $10, that $10 target that I have is not lofty enough. Like, I'm gauging this by the coiling effect that we're getting at 8. If you're gonna get this coiling effect where a lot of sell orders are coming in to defend that $8 level, how many sell orders or how many sellers or short sellers are there gonna be between 8 and 10 if they lose out this aggressively at 8? Because the volume that's exchanging hands here in and around this $8 level is requiring a lot of capital. So I'm just watching here. I don't need to be first. I don't need to bottom pick. What I need to see and observe is a clear and a decisive clearing of 8 on a closing basis. And for the moment, there's only one candle intraday that's done that, and that's the one at 10:15. And then it was immediately followed by a halt down. So forgive me for wanting to see a little bit more. Now, so what I'm trying to say is, I don't think if we get above and close above 8 decisively, I don't think $10 should be the only target here. I think we could see a clearing of 10, given the amount of fight back. Look at this, between the buyers and sellers at $8. So let's see which way this cookie crumbles. I'm not getting involved here. I had my trade on this one. If it wants to clear 8, I'll get involved. Otherwise, we'll steer clear. There's really not a whole lot else going on, and that's the sad part today in the world of small cap gappers. It is you know, there's not that many. Pickings are slim. Make your boy feel good. You.
Is that
Shut up, shout out.
I knew that was Oze.
Shout out to Oze. I was saying, shout out to my man Mike P. DeRider as well. He's kind of echoing a little bit of sentiment that I have here on HKIT. It's just, I don't know, Joey. You know, like it's just, what do they call that in physics? Potential energy, like when you have that coiling aspect. So not actual kinetic, but potential, like the potential energy here on the release of the $8 resistance level feels like it may propel us through that 10. Just an observation, nothing. Say that again, Fabian? I'm thinking of inertia. There's my guy. That's why he is who he is, man. That's my man, Fabian, right there.
Fabian.
Joe is a scientist, says angry wife. All right. Niraj, check SWN. Absolutely, Niraj. Let's have a look, see what Niraj has to say there. Shout out to my man, Green Saber. SUUN. Okay. What's with the charts today? Are you having this problem too, or is it just me today?
No, I'm not, no.
Oh, well, it's just me then. That's lovely. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to have to wait here until Mr. There we go. Okay. Not bad, Niraj. I mean, what do we got on the volume side of things? 3.1 million shares, not bad on, you know, a $6 name, so it's not great yet. The chart pattern is fantastic. You're at the day high. Nobody can complain about that, especially the longs. SWN is the ticker. I'm going to throw this on, Niraj, just, you know, in case there doesn't seem to be a trade with HKIT left. It's just about who I'm going to take off. Oh, wow, that just ripped into 109. Okay. We're going to take off HUBC because that's looking like hot garbage. SWN, perfect. We'll put that on the side chart. And so that way we can follow along. SWN, good look, good look. I appreciate you pointing that one out. So into 109 it goes. We're going to keep a close eye on this one. Adam James Abroad, I think HKIT is going to sky it well over the bar. You didn't see what he did there?
Yeah, because, I mean, is that what happened to one of your Arsenal boys? He just shot it over the bar?
The last penalty.
Yeah.
He's a central defender.
Yeah.
Or Gabriel Magalhaes, right? Okay, so you know how penalties in soccer works, right? You get 5, and I get 5.
Yeah.
And then whoever misses or scores after that, it's sudden death.
Yeah.
So if they so first of all, they won the toss for both things. They got to choose the side that they kick on in front of their fans, and they got
PSG did.
Yes, and they got to kick first. So there was 2 different coin tosses.
Yeah.
For that, they won both of them. So right away, advantage PSG.
Okay.
Okay. Then, because they kick first, right? We have to make sure that we score if they score. So the pressure is always on you as the second kicker. So then he's like a defenseman, bro. He's a central defender. He's not even a back. He's not a right back or a left back. So this guy's not scoring. He put it over the net.
Oh, yeah?
He put it over the net pretty aggressively.
Damn.
But you know what? This guy's one of the reasons we got there. So there's not going to be an ounce of hate from me on him.
No, yeah, you can't.
Not at all.
I mean, you got to put the ball in the right person's, I guess, foot there, not necessarily hand.
Yeah, well, there it goes.
Just considering. All right, we add a little bit more here on NVDA to see if this volume-weighted average price is going to hold. I told you if it snaps and then we breach that 110, then we'll look to get out. There is a shelf forming at 219. We have DRAM continuing to move a little bit higher, and then also
BTC still dropping.
Yeah, flat on TSLA. Dude, I'm telling you, I'm telling you about.
I'm not selling, bro.
I reduced my exposure. Am I fully out? Absolutely not. But it's now at a reasonable price. It'd be a completely different story if something else happened. What happened?
Bro, are you watching these names today? Like,
and the crowds.
CRM is up 10 1/4.
Yeah, man.
Pandub is up 4 and change. CrowdStrike's up 4 3/4.
Yeah, man.
Pandub's gonna hit 300. I'm gonna have to sell some.
Just sell it up, man. Sell it up.
Right, because if this comes back, easy come. Yeah,
dude,
shut up, Adam, bro. I'm gonna block you.
You get 107% off of the April lows. So these guys doubled their market cap in a little bit over a month. There goes DRAM, absolutely going parabolic. Something stepping into the market. Definitely,
USO tanking.
yeah, USO tanking. Market up, DRAM up. With that being said, we take some off and we send it off to Adair.
Yeah, I'm looking for headlines here in the USO move, so I'll certainly keep this brief. Here is Michael Saylor. He is on watch after his company sold Bitcoin for apparently the second time in their history. The first time since December 2022, they sold 32 Bitcoin. Here is BTC. We're getting close to that 70,000 level, currently breaking below 72,000, clearly on a downtrend in the daily chart. And in the weekly, we're poised for our fourth straight week of selling. I'm going to look for that USO story. Back to you.
Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah. I mean, that's where I stand in Bitcoin. But look at CrowdStrike. This is insane. I mean, there's multiple days. Like, there's no real red candles in sight. We're sending it back to Adair with the breaking news.
More back and forth headlines here out of the Middle East, guys. Axios is now reporting that apparently an official out of Lebanon told the U.S. that Hezbollah is ready for a full ceasefire with Israel. So lots of this person told that person that this person thinks this. Either way here, Axios again reporting that according to a Lebanese official, according to what a Lebanese official reportedly told the U.S., Hezbollah is ready for a full ceasefire with Israel. If I get more details, I'll let you know, but just more back and forth here out of the Middle East. Back to you.
Yeah, everybody wants to smoke until it gets hot in that kitchen, Sharif. You gotta chill out a little bit. We got a super chat. Easy come, easy go. These small cappers today, I swear.
It's not easy.
Sometimes it feels like it is.
No,
Sometimes
no.
it's just like
the word is not easy. It's a pun.
Oh, was it? Oh, Eze.
Eze
come.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
You know about Eze?
No, I don't know Eze.
Yeah, he's well. You said it pretty good. That's why I figured.
Eze?
Like, yeah, his
well,
name
I said
is,
easy to start off.
Yeah. His name is Ebreche Eze. Eze is his last name. So he's
Where's he from?
He's English.
He's English?
Yeah, I'm sure Nigerian heritage. Maybe.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But
That sounds like it.
anyway, yeah, he's an Arsenal midfielder, attacking midfielder. So.
Okay.
Adam.
I'm all about Vinny Jones, man. Bring back more Vinny Jones.
Who?
Vinny Jones?
Who's that?
You don't know Vinny Jones?
In what sport?
Soccer.
Vinny Jones?
Yeah, man.
Okay. What team does he play for?
He played for Wimbledon.
Wimbledon.
Yeah, at one point.
Wimbledon's like in the second.
This was a while ago.
Okay.
Well, yeah, a long time ago. Vinny
is
Jones.
This like?
This guy,
is that
Vinny
joke?
Jones. No, this is no joke, man. Look him up. Vinny Jones. He's like an old school soccer player. Yeah.
Oh, wait.
And then he turned actor.
Wimbledon hasn't had a team in the Prem like in gotta be decades.
Yeah. It was a lot in the 90s he used to play.
Okay, well that probably makes sense. Yeah. Vinny Jones. I don't even know.
Yeah, Vinny Jones.
Vinny Jones, the actor, says Rex Band.
He's not an actor. He was a footballer first, man.
Sharif the 90 says Jacques. So if Jacques says yes, then I believe him immediately. But all class Jacques, by the way.
DRAM though, by the way.
He's a very classy individual, man. He's like very respectful, set meek. Say that again, Assassino? Actor and a former player, Joey.
Yeah.
So you had that bang on.
Yeah, because he's a real
Plays a hooligan, says Fabian. In Euro Trip?
Yeah.
I love the movie Euro Trip.
Yeah, he's like the Manchester United guy.
No way. That's him?
Yeah.
What?
You're pretty
Okay,
damn
now
good,
it's starting
lads.
to ring a bell, man. Guys, I got to bring your attention to the one that, who just told me to look at? Ticker Tantrum, long any 369. You're not the only one to call that out, but a lot of people are calling this out. ANY is making a move. So is SWN, the one that Niraj told us about. Here's ANY. Please don't freeze. I'm going to freeze. I can feel it. Okay, let's throw in the... Let's see, ANY is making a big move here. Now I've got one that I really like. Okay, so we're not technically above that pre-market high quite yet. That pre-market high goes to 433, but the current candle high, 419. We're on the move here, man. This one is on its horse, taking out VWAP, taking out 4, taking out prior bar high. It's just on the verge now of taking the only level left on the day, which is that pre-market high. It's up a very respectable 116% on the day, and it's earned its way onto the side chart ANY. We're going to take off NOWL. Let's throw that on there. It looks very good. Thank you guys for calling this one out. I don't know what's going on with the charts, guys, but it's not the day for these black charts. They be tripping. ANY, let's load it up on a trading screen. Is this on the NQ? And here comes the pre-market high, and there goes the pre-market high. It is a 459 high now. Now my bias starts thinking we're on the way to 5. So it's about bottom picking here. There's a buyer at $0.33, give or take. Let's see if he breaches. They breach him there. Let's see if we can move back into the third. Right back into the third we go. So quarter to a third, possible buy zone. Let's go. We're going to go long here. We'll give it a little bit of room. What did we get? We got 35s on this. Let's see if we can wet the beak in and around that $0.50. There's going to be resistance along the way. There's no doubt about that. If it loses a 20 penny area, I'm out. And it does look like it will lose a 20 penny area here. Not quite yet. Yeah, so we already got out of that one. So that one stopped me out. Pretty aggressive topping till candle. Let's see if we can set up a little bit on it here, because maybe I didn't give it enough room. Possibly into 4. No, but it's making lower highs right now on the 5-second chart. So I need to be acutely aware of what the local trend is. Still into the teens here. It looks like we could get into high double digits, single digits. The 5-second chart's not loading. Why would it? Charts are all over the map today. Let's just continue to watch here to see if we can get anything in and around 4. Not quite yet there, Joey. It looks like they're picking this one up off the mid-teens. So we'll pack the patience. We'll see how low this can go. And while we're waiting for that, we're going to send you up to Adair.
A bounce here in oil as we now see a post on X from, at least reportedly, the advisor to Iran's supreme leader. This individual's last name is Reza. This person saying on X again that the Strait of Hormuz is under Iran's management and that they will not allow the blockade to continue. They also are saying they won't tolerate the increase of tension in Lebanon and that, quote, the patience of Iran's armed forces has a limit. So once again, tension seeming like they could heat up yet again here as being indicated by the advisor to Iran's supreme leader. Back to you.
Supreme leader.
Yeah,
Remember that movie from The Dictator with Sacha Cohen? That's where the supreme leader always makes me laugh, dude.
It's not pointy enough.
Yeah. Aladdin. That's very Aladdin.
Yeah.
And then like everything.
Yeah, they mean
all green.
When he's like
blue, left, right. They're all Aladdin.
Remember when he gets the blood test and he's like, you're
Aladdin.
Aladdin.
Yeah, but he's like, I'm Aladdin.
He's like, what?
He's like, no. But,
the best part is when they're doing the track running. They're like running the 100-meter, and he shoots them.
He shoots everybody.
He shoots them while they're running.
Good, man.
Yeah, it's good stuff. But pull up the old screen Assassino right there. We like that one there, my guy. Good stuff. Fabian seen a good movie over the weekend. Adair gonna go check it out today. Yeah, exactly, G. But anyways, there it is. We take some more out on that pop that we were talking about. We'll post up a little bit higher here on DRAM as it is up 6% here today. And then NVDA is slowly grinding. That's what we want to see. Come on, let's rock and roll on this bad boy. We're gonna wait for the break of 111.50 to take anything off it. And I think that's gonna happen momentarily. Joe, different look today? Hey, man. Listen.
Why are they coming at you for the look today, bro?
You know what it is? You know what? Sometimes people just wish that they could be as fashionable. You know what I mean?
I think you're a pretty fashionable guy, man. I'm not gonna, I'd say another statement before I said that, but
what do you say?
Well, I can't say it.
Well, you can say it.
No, I can't.
From you, I know.
It's usually like a qualifying statement to the next statement that's about to be given. I can't.
Is it bad? A little? So you're saying I have a shitty style?
No, it has nothing to do with you. It's a qualifying statement. I'll tell you.
Okay, tell me after. I'm a little lost. Anyways, hey, man, it is what it is. But let's see what we got going on in Tesla. NVDA up 8.4% here today. That means NVDA up 4%, so that's a pretty good look. Bang, 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 bang. Glad that we kept buying some more of this bad boy. We were talking about the break of 111.50. We're going to be looking to take some off at that point, so let's rock and roll as Tesla is starting to work for us. There it goes, Sharif. We like that on this bad boy as we piece a little bit out, my guy.
People are so funny in the chat. I love it. Neal, it looks as if the competing bid is just entirely speculative from some other home builders like Lennar, and they're saying it could possibly be an acquisition. Neal? He's not even with me. I'm even talking to myself here, bro. I'm going to have to send him a message. My days. All right, guys. Continuing to watch ANY. Tough look on this one, man. A major failure of 4. Usually you don't breach 4 by that much. Why are you laughing, Mike Pita Ryder? I was like sitting there looking at it for like 5 or 6 seconds, thinking he was going to turn back and look at me at any moment. I just kept looking at the back of his head. He had no idea.
In, man. He's eating
he's
lunch.
Tapped in. Yeah, he's eating. We're going to get a rating pretty soon about.
Yeah, Jesse, I could do that any given moment you want to. And Jodo, I will say hello. I hope you guys are having a good morning. But here it is what we're talking about, the break of 1150 here on NVDA. We piece a little bit out. Now we're just going to let the rest ride to see if we can continue to move higher. Tesla starting to come back in here, guys.
Here's the other one that Niraj gave us earlier. SWN continues to trend up little by little. It's not like anything like we saw with HKIT or ANY. It's much more stair-step, steady state. So I'd say, you know, this is one of those ones where it could be very good and maintain its kind of steady state nature, or it could be one of those ones where a big seller comes in and takes out the 10 orders below you, and you get all sorts of slippage, which is why we typically insist on an aggressive volume profile for some of these. All right. Yeah, just more stuff coming out there of the Middle East. Iran's Central Military Command saying if Israel carries out attacks on Beirut, that they're warning the residents of northern Israel to leave if they don't want to be harmed. More of this kind of stuff, you know, as possibly those that part of the war may be coming to an end. We'll have to wait and see. But more Middle Eastern stuff having an effect, of course, intraday on USO, having an effect intraday, actually more than intraday on crypto, as you know that one continues to sell off, barely a bid on any of the coins. So here's what I'm watching. Back to SWN here. This is one where my first inclination is just to want to follow trend, meaning that if I get in, my stop typically will go below prior bar low on the 5-minute chart. Case in point, we're showing $1.15 right now. Prior bar low, which is the 1135 bar, that takes us down to about 111, 110. So that's kind of my thinking here. But as you can see, 110 also a little bit of a consolidation resistance area. So I'm going to give this one the old community college try. Let's go in. We're going to go 109 out. We'll see what we get. We won't get upset. Maybe we'll ride a trend into $0.25. Who knows? Rex Banner says JZ China stock. Then I'm very interested. Because we know how these Chinese names act. They're pretty much intraday trades and intraday trades only. JZ, thank you for calling this one out. Another one ramping here into $1.60. It is halted $1.61 to the upside. JZ or JZ for, did you see JZ attacking Kanye? And
I thought it was
Drake?
Yeah, no, I don't know.
He attacked a bunch of people on that freestyle.
Yo, the thing about Jay-Z, see, the thing that frustrates me about Jay-Z is, like, I get it. He was in his prime. He was this big-time drug dealer and all of this stuff. And he still kind of raps about that stuff. But it's like, bro, you've been richer 10 times, like literally double the amount of time than you ever lived in the hood. So like,
that's actually a great point,
right? Like, so I don't get it. Like, why you can drop the persona?
Yeah, and you're a billionaire.
Yeah, exactly.
Down,
like you've been richer significantly longer than you were ever poor. So I mean,
you were looking like a little Erykah Badu-ish though yesterday, wasn't you?
With that hair. With that hair.
Like
I never liked it when he had that. I never liked it when he had that. That's what I never understand, like, with this rapper. As you get older, it's just like, man, you guys have been richer longer than you've been poor, but yet you guys remain on some dumb things. Why? Like, isn't the whole point? Anybody who's actually from that lifestyle wants to get out, but yet these people who are rich want to, for some reason.
Neal, we're talking about Jay-Z. He was on stage and he was dropping a freestyle. He attacked Drake, Kanye, amongst others. So we'll probably be commenting on that as the day goes on. There goes SWN. The breakout is on right now, ladies and gents, on SWN. Looking for more here. What did we get? We got 15s there, Joey. We just went the beak at 22. Shout out to SWN. We're looking, of course, for the $0.25. That typically means I'm going to wait at 24. Because 25 usually is a bit of a resistance level. But to bring Jay-Z back into the picture here, I'm the stock, not the rapper. The actual stock is making him, here we go again. Yeah, sorry guys, the charts are a little temperamental today. They didn't get enough sleep yesterday. Here we go, we're still halted at $1.61 on Jay-Z, 208 high as we approach some areas of resistance over here. Neal's laughing. Why are you laughing? But anyway, yeah, the stock, I get it. All right, so let's load up JZ here on a trading screen because we still don't have it up. Let me take this one off as well. ANY, we're probably not going to touch that one again, but I'm just going to let that one do its thing. 25 at the moment. Let's put up JZ on the NQ. Yes, still halted $1.61 theoretical auction price top showing 161, 162. So essentially where we closed off. Keep your eye on the top as we get closer to resumption. Resumption time should be 11:46:20 at the earliest because it did halt 11:41:20. Current time 11:45:51. So we should have another 25 seconds or so before this one goes live. Still holding here. SWN showing me 20. So let's see what we get here on JZ. Again, watch the theoretical auction price right there to move up or down as we get closer to resumption. We're about, I'd say, another 10 seconds away, showing 163 now. You know what I'm actually really happy about? Did you see whose desk is over there, Joey?
Yeah, but I felt like I was in high school. I was saying that. I felt like I was in high school with Randy. He's looking at me. I'm over there looking at him. There he is. He's over in his desk. You know what I mean? When those two students weren't allowed to sit together.
Exactly.
There's Randy over there. Yeah, I figured that was
consistently me getting moved.
Yeah.
I would have the French teacher. Yeah. I'll never forget him. This was grade 8, 8th grade French, Mr. Manahan. Fantastic gentleman, guys. I was just an idiot at the time. Big time troublemaker. He used to call me the Wanderer. And any time, right, be like, would the Wanderer please return to his seat? Because I'd be like going to talk to this person, going to talk to that person.
And at any chance you could.
Any chance I could. It's a Gemini thing, assassino, right? Here we go. We're doing real well here on JZ. This one's ripping. $1.80 limit up, guys. We're going to halt again on JZ. $1.80. We need another few seconds at this level. $1.80 halt time. Halt level, pardon me. Halt time, 2, 1. Gray out. There we go. We are halted 11:47:26. Now up a very respectable 147.25%. Keeping a close eye on this one. We had a multiple halters today, man. HKIT, we caught that one off the opening. JZ now halted up. We're going to keep an eye on all these bad boys here, Joey, in the world. The lovely world. The very exciting world.
I like that world, man.
Of small cap.
It might be my new favorite world. My boy Adam James is all up in that world.
Passing notes.
All right, guys. So there it is. Yeah, passing notes. Nothing. That was
what happened, bro. We constantly passing notes.
Some good times.
And then one time the math teacher, I'll never forget this either, Mr. Denby, he caught a hold of the notes we were sending. Read that out to the entire class.
Damn.
Never passed another note again.
Was it between you and some girls or what?
It was between me and my buddy about.
Oh man, that's ruthless, man.
Ruthless.
Yeah, that's ruthless.
Ruthless, man. Mr. Denby. How dare you?
Yeah, high school was definitely a time of your life, that's for sure. Slow down, Joe. Yeah, I loved high school. It was great, man. And I especially, we'll leave it at that, man. But it was good times, believe that. All right, DRAM starting to come back in off at 67.25. We're really struggling at this level, but what we do have right now, guys, is some higher lows, which is positive. And then Tesla back up on the grind towards the top side. So continue its merry way. We're not going to complain about that, no doubt. Now the market, once breaking out, slowly starting to come back in. The SPY lagging the NASDAQ here, ladies and gentlemen. And I wonder why. I can probably tell you why, Sharif.
Why, Joey?
The financials are not doing their thing, except for this one, and it's Morgan Stanley. I mean, hey, it is what it is. I like JPM, to be honest with you, but Morgan Stanley is the one who just continuously, for the past couple of days, have been putting in new all-time highs, and then we have this little bit of a dog play in JP Morgan. It might be because our boy Jamie Dimon is a little bit of a pessimist sometimes. I never really understood that, but JPM will be fine. It's just consolidating in an uptrend. I believe it's only a matter of time until we see a rotation out of these tech names, whenever that may be, and that's going to funnel into some names that may have been lagging, and that's going to start off with JPM, my brother.
All right, man. Jay-Z still halted, but I got another one for you guys. Shout out to Stuart D. coming clutch there with the call. AIM, AIM, not on the NQ, not on the NYE. That makes it 1 and 1 only. The Amex network. Did you ever use that Yahoo instant messaging app called AIM, or am I just really dating myself here too?
No, it was MSN. MSN was our first.
Yeah. No, I never used AIM either. I felt it was always Americans. Like none of my friends were ever.
I don't even know what that is.
You know, you never? Okay. So.
MSN was it though.
MSN, AOL, my bad. Thank you, Smurf. It wasn't Yahoo. It was
AOL. Yeah, whatever happened to AOL?
ICQ was me though. Before MSN became MSN, it was ICQ. Who remembers the notification? Uh-oh. Those were the good days. Keep it down, Ram. I love you. There goes AIM into 79.17. It's ripping. Yes, I love when the chat gets lit up like this, man. You bring back some nostalgia. Everybody starts messaging. I love it. But guys, AIM, AIM on the Amex is on a rampage here, getting through 75 pennies for the first time in a bit. 79.17 is the high, essentially rejecting 80. Let's watch here the price action at around 75 to see if the buyers are going to step in at that $0.75. It looks like momentarily that they are. It's pushing. Get it, Lele. You know what I'm talking about, Lele. Don't even pretend like you don't know what the ICQ notification was like. Come on, girl. Anyway, 80 pennies on the dot. Here we go. Again, AIM is ripping. This one could be at the dollar sooner rather than later. It's going to be on a lot of people's radars here as it's up 94% and getting close to that dollar. I also want to let you know that I got the hell out of SWN for a profit on everything as this one started failing the prior bar low. As soon as it did that, it notified me again that the trend was being broken. I got out of this one, so the best we did on this is $1.22 at the high. So continuing to watch that. We'll report back to you guys if we have another trade. Let me just look at some of the comments here. My man Zion, Jay-Z, it's The Rock in the building. Exactly. The auspicious turtle. Do you even remember Ask Jeeves? Of course I remember. Dude, I remember a lot of the old search engines. Lycos, Excite, Webcrawler. What else? Help me out, guys. There was obviously Yahoo. There was Lycos, Excite. There was others, man. Ask Jeeves obviously was there.
Ask Jeeves was classic.
Was classic, right?
Yeah.
It was like the original LLM because you asked it in the form of a question, right?
Yes, sir.
There was more search engines that I'm forgetting, but Webcrawler used to be pretty good.
Webcrawler.
Want to see this? GPRK might be light volume for you, says Commodity King. Let's look at GPRK here for the OG, see what that one's up to. But guys, AIM's looking real good here. Jay-Z. It looks like Jay-Z's halted down here at $1.64. So halt up, now halted down. Funny enough, though, this halt down at $1.64 on Jay-Z doesn't even breach prior bar low. So even though it's halted down, it's not losing trend. So keep that in mind. Let's have a look, though, at GPRK. Good looking pattern, very bull flaggish. Looks like generally there's support at 11 and resistance here at 11.15, 11.20. That is the flag component of the bull flag because this feels like a bull flag to me. I'd just be buying at 11 and scalping into 11.15 if you're insistent on trading this with a view to having that 11.20, 11.25 breakout and then, you know, taking that one for a ride. But as you see, multi-day uptrend here on GPRK. Just looking at this one, let's go to the 15. Probably going to freeze. A lot of consolidation here. Holy moly. A lot of buyers at 960, 950. There was certainly a convicted buyer at that base. You don't create that kind of base by accident, guys. Let's look at the daily super quick. Okay, so you've been putting in a lot of higher lows, especially since, let's just say, to the tail end of October. Since that tail end of October, when we sort of bottomed out at that 5 3/4, we're up a very respectable 100% and change. It's not the biggest move, but nonetheless, a pretty good one. Thank you, Commodity King, for pointing that one out.
Yeah.
RKTO, says Niraj. Niraj called another one out earlier. I think it was ABTS. Let's look at the one RKTO, see what that one's up to, Joey. I'm gonna throw on the 5 on that. Got 5 on it.
I heard some unk was riding his his motorcycle, and he had like, I
Yeah,
got 5
on. Yeah, that's a pure UNQ song. If I'm singing it, it's an UNQ song.
Wave it down.
Yeah.
Okay.
This one's barely going green. Niraj, I mean, $1.45, $1.46 puts it in Greensville on the day. So this one is just working up into that break even. I'd rather trade something else, brother, but thank you for pointing that out. I want to point out here that AIM is ripping into that 85 penny area. This one is on the way to $1. AIM traded carefully, 125 million shares, Joey. That's not that little.
Good stuff, my boy. All right, man. You see what we got up right here,
I know.
Sharif. Tech sector. Let's take a look at some of the top performing names here and sectors. We got the top of the list, tech sector, once again leading the way. Energy up 1.97%. And then some of the other larger capitalization names, Salesforce up 10.4%, Oracle up 7.3%, and then NVDA, we got 4.25%. 4.25% right there. And Microsoft catching its way, guys. A lot of big time stuff happening here today, especially in Microsoft, right? So let's head over and don't forget, MSFT. Let's see what MSFT is up to on the daily. That breakout. Prime time. This is what we're going on about. You wait for those trend line breaks, and then sure enough, you give yourself a really good opportunity to get involved. So yeah. Bang, 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 wham, bam on that one. So really good look on Microsoft. And we've gone over CrowdStrike so many times, but this is why I'm starting to offload a little bit of Flix. I still have a lot of confidence in this name, just not right now. I think there's going to be a time and a place, just like a lot of things in life, to get involved. Netflix did have that trend line break, boom. So where we're sitting at right now, that shelf is still being formed. So I want to see a little bit more of a pullback here. We reduce a little bit, just like we were reducing some of our IBIT exposure, because we got to get prepared for what's happening. And I don't know if it's going to happen in a couple of weeks. I know a lot of people are talking about it. I just don't know if there's enough. I don't know enough about it. I just don't. For some reason, I just don't think it's going to come out on time. I could be totally wrong. Neal and Adair could definitely confirm, but I just think it's going to take a little bit longer than what we're expecting right now, because I feel like it should be on some IPO listings. Like if I go over to another platform and I look for what's coming out on the 12th, because it is the 12th, I believe, I don't see it. So once again here, guys, we'll head back over to our dashboard and see what we got going on. We went over some of the other names. The worst performing here today is going to be the utilities, down 2.4% on the session, so not too good of a look. Eli Lilly to the downside to tune of 2.2%. But what we are doing is holding on to DRAM and NVDA as shelves are starting to be formed over here, guys. So not too good of a look. Maybe this is just a liquidity grab before it heads a little bit lower. But we're all day riding DRAM because I think we're going to continue to move higher in that one.
All right, man. Good luck, Joey. Can you believe the World Cup's starting pretty soon, man?
Yeah, I'm actually...
Are you excited for that? Your area is going to be so calm. There's not going to be any traffic.
It was already so busy on Saturday. No, you know what? I'm excited for the city, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
the chances of us botching it are pretty high, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because they only started... So the park across the street from my house, they only started construction like a month ago. And I'm like, well, but this stuff's supposed to be going on in like 2 weeks. So why are you spending $1 billion and then kicking things up late?
That's a great question, man. And did you see some of the economics here about how much we're spending versus what's expected to be brought in?
It's $1 billion in spend, no?
Yeah, it's give or take.
Yeah.
Give or take, and we're gonna bring in a little bit more. Those are again projections. That's not even money guaranteed to come in. Right?
Yeah.
And that's through tax. Guys, here we go. AIM, we're in at 84. There's 94 into the high. AIM is ripping. Into the dollar we go, close to 95.14 is the high on AIM. I got the pullback into this one. I didn't announce it. I do apologize. Limit up right now is showing the dollar. So it would literally halt at the dollar should it make it up there. And obviously spend the requisite time at the dollar. But AIM, absolutely him right now. And you're not going to have issues with liquidity. In fact, it's quite the opposite. We're closing in on 150 million shares. We're at 145 and a half here. So I start getting a bias now that we're on the way to a dollar, right? Even if the halt level was to move above $1, I still think we're going to probably weasel in and around that dollar area. AIM up 124%. It behooves the small cap gapper traders to keep Neal. Anytime I see Neal in the comment section, I'm inclined to read it, right? And usually he's got like, he's pointing out strategy and stuff like that. But every now and again, he comes in with a little jokes. Shout out to my man, Neal. Reads as follows. One might say you were on target with that entry on AIM. Unlike, of course, Gabriel Magallanes and Eberecheze, who both missed penalties, whom both I love. And I will never hold that against them, by the way. Excellent players, some of the only reasons we even made it there.
Let's go Blue Jays, man.
Let's go Blue. Yo, they came back from an ass whooping yesterday. They didn't win, right?
No,
they didn't win,
lost.
but they came
They
back.
dropped 2.
They came back pretty good. I was just watching.
Yeah, but they
highlights at the gym there.
also allowed Baltimore to come back. Hoffman was garbage.
COYG.
Are we going? Yeah, I thought that's what we were doing there. I thought that.
I didn't get the message yet.
Oh, you didn't get the message?
I got it.
You
get the memo?
I got it. Oh. You tapped in? That would be right. I thought when
Assassino, you know what?
I thought when we were paused there that we were going over.
I thought I had it open there.
You ready to go, man? I'm
so
just making
sorry,
sure, man.
I didn't even load it up today, Joey.
Call me the park ranger around here. Make sure everybody's.
No, I'm locked in. Assassino, can you test my earpiece just before we go?
All right, Jesse. You're looking on a 60-seconder relatively soon, man.
Who, Jesse?
Yeah, he's gonna get a 60-second.
Jesse Hernandez is excellent.
He's my guy, but it doesn't mean I don't throw around the old timeout authority.
Love him, bro. I love you. You can't time out Jesse Hernandez.
Oh, I can, and I have.
Don't do it.
You got a 10-second not too long ago.
10 seconds.
Yeah,
That's crazy. He's gonna report you again for calling him Hernandez.
Okay, right? Well, that's sorry, Assassino. We're just stalling right now.
Sorry, Assassino. I gotta mention this SWN into the high of the day. There goes 123. I thought I had this one right. I got this one wrong. I should have been buying again at 110. Remember, that was where my stop was going to go below because of the consolidation at 110. Lo and behold, holds 110 to a T. And there it goes again into 124. SU, SWN, AIM, and JZ. All looking pretty good here. We're going to pause. We're sending you to Adair with happening now. Then, of course, Neal's very coveted lesson of the day.
We are going to talk about what's happening now. In the meantime, though, we're going to cover some news which is happening right now. Here is Zoom, ZM. As you can see, we did get a little bit of a spike higher. This is SKM, SK Telecom. Both of these communications companies are invested in Anthropic, and they're moving higher on reports that Anthropic has secretly sent a draft S1 to the SEC for its IPO. Now, a draft S1 is apparently the initial registration form required for new securities that want to go public. So SKM and ZM on watch again, both these companies investing in Anthropic, or they have invested in Anthropic in the past, and Anthropic apparently could be going public pretty soon. Let's get into this happening now and find out what, in fact, is happening right now. NASDAQ here below its pre-market highs quite considerably, but certainly off of its intraday lows. Now, NASDAQ, however, is actually, if I can type it in properly, near those pre-market highs and looking a lot stronger. Now, that's likely because this market's being buoyed by tech strength. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a second, but USO is also going to be on watch, and these Middle East headlines are going to continue to move the market. We did hear pre-market, as you can see, that could be some signs that this ceasefire between the U.S. and Iran is pretty fragile. In fact, Iran earlier today announced that they weren't going to be holding any talks at this point with the U.S. Again, as I get more details, I'll keep you posted. But I also have to talk about Computex Taipei 2026. We know that these Taipei keynotes certainly buoyed Nvidia and a whole host of other tech stocks yesterday, with Nvidia announcing its entrance into the PC space with an ARM-based processor. We know this actually sent names like Intel to the downside, as well as Qualcomm, which did have a comment from its own CEO, Cristiano Amon, at Computex Taipei last night. Now, Nvidia CEO Jensen Huang set to make another appearance in Taipei tonight, 10:30 to 11 p.m. Eastern. This is going to be 10:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. on Tuesday, Taiwan time. But either way here, Marvell CEO and NVIDIA CEO set to have that keynote imminently. Let's talk as well here about TSLA. Lots of growth here in Europe, a country where we know Tesla's sales have struggled recently. You've got registration growth of 29% in Norway, all the way up to 655% year over year in France. This infographic, you guessed it, can be found on X at TTV Research if you want a bit of a closer look. But let's also take a closer look at HPE. Hewlett-Packard Enterprise is reporting earnings after the bell today. Here's a look at how it performed last quarter across its different revenue segments. We also have Credo Technology reporting after the bell. There will be a preview here for Credo earnings, CRDO earnings, coming pretty soon here on X at TTV Research. But you know what's coming right now, right this second? It's Neal and his lesson of the day. Neal, are you excited for your pizza threat-free lesson today?
Actually, I am, Adair. Thank you very much. It's don't have to worry about losing any friendly bets with the viewers. And you know what? I was happy last week, and because realistically, I feel like I'm only ever going to do this kind of challenge like we did on Friday when it's a positive outcome for everybody else, right? So, you know, it was fun because anybody that was long, I guess people could have been short that VCIG stock, and I guess they didn't enjoy it the same way I didn't enjoy the pizza. But it seems like everyone was trading it to the long side. So congrats. Now, we had a viewer this morning that gave us a super chat and was asking about consolidations and confirmation on entries. And I wanted to go over that a little bit just to give you an idea of what confirmation looks like to me. I'll use a couple of examples. I'll use one. It's easy to just pigeonhole, like throw up, oh, well, I'll show you what I did that worked out today. But I wanted to be able to show you some stuff out in the wild as well. And one of the examples, oddly enough, is going to be on Oracle, just because it really fits a couple of things for confirmation. And so what I said for when you are consolidating is it can look like many things. A consolidation doesn't have to go sideways. A consolidation can be any condensing of the tape into a tighter range. Ideally, you like it when it's supporting the trend. In this particular case, we're already bouncing higher after a drop in the open on Oracle. And then two things came into play in this consolidation. One, the breakout, and then two, the hold of VWAP. Now I want to get to the difference between these two holds of VWAP. See here, when it does this little bottoming tail candle pulling into the volume weighted average price, and then pops higher for this huge move, that's on a 3-minute time frame, it's a very tricky entry to have. Unless you're just long off of VWAP and on the way down and giving it to whatever stop, like an imaginary stop or like something ridiculous like the low of the day all the way down here. If you try to catch this on the way upside, it's easy to chase. It's not very clean. If you look for a confirmation candle that gives you something cleaner, the second time it hits VWAP, see that bottoming tail wick? Closes really tight to 231, then opens at 231, immediately breaking out. So you can enter on that second candle where it's not this gigantic chase. The risk to reward is a little better. That's a decent confirmation candle for an entry. It's easier not to get blown out of the water because you've got something where you've got a little bit more condensate, or it's condensed more, so you don't have to chase that big, massive candle, which involves more risk. I prefer that type of an entry, but you've got to do what works for you. I think the breakout is something that a lot of people, and the example given was a lot of chop after the hold. See, you have this clear resistance from the opening range high. Right? Like you're making higher lows effectively into this top here on Oracle. Well, what happens when it breaks that top? It's a fail. So if you're taking a strict breakout trade, it's really just where did you happen to put your stop? Maybe you drew it like this little trend line and didn't get stopped out. Maybe you just had a tight stop saying, I don't want to lose more than 50 cents, and you did get stopped out. If you had it saying, I want to risk $1, you didn't get stopped out. There's all kinds of chopping in between. But confirmation on a breakout is when there are buyers above. See, like that wick isn't the confirmation. Even here is not the confirmation. It's this candle that gives you the confirmation of the breakout trade. And if you look at what happens after this confirmation of it breaking out, it never really tests against. You know where your stop is generally going to be. Like it's only two places that I would put it, the prior bar or the prior high, and you never really test either one. And sometimes the confirmation isn't necessarily when it just breaks the resistance level. It's when buyers win above it. If you're trying not to get wicked out, you have a couple of options. You can have a wider stop, or you can simply wait for confirmation. The latter of those two will always be a situation where you might miss it. The same way that if you're waiting for this pattern, you might, if it only ever does this, you don't get it off of VWAP. And that's part of the game. If you don't want to get shaken out as much, or you don't want to get chopped up as much, you have to be more disciplined and specific about your entries. That trade-off comes with missing a few trades because the VWAP bounce might not resemble this, and then you don't get a cleaner entry. And this is all it does, and you don't trade it at all. Or the clean breakout goes, and you don't get the confirmation long. It just ends up being a parabolic break, kind of like this one here, parabolic breakout, and the confirmation candle is half the move gone. this is the trade-off that you're working with as a trader. And you've got to find something that works for you. And if you get chopped up too much doing one, then maybe the other is going to be for you. But you have to figure out what that means for your risk to reward and for your own risk parameters, and then ensure that you deploy the one that you can do successfully. Because there's no point wanting to trade a certain way if it just doesn't work for your risk tolerance, whatever it might be, or just your own personal trading style, your ability to sort of hold a trade. You got to be able to risk what is required for your strategy. You've got to be able to make enough to justify that strategy. And so what your notion of this is the setup that I like trading doesn't really matter at the end of the day. Sometimes you have to be a little bit more patient, and that will mean missing a few trades here or there, which is fine. And there are other traders who can have that aggressive style, and it works out for them too. Take professional poker players. Like, there are players who will play seemingly every single hand in a cash game, and they make it work for them. Gus Hansen was an example of that. And then there are other more, let's just say, disciplined or slow players who are a little more traditional, and they do well as well. You've just got to find where your pocket is. There's lots of ways that you can absolutely make money. I wanted to give you one other, here, I said I did an example of where I didn't trade, but I'll give you an example as well for Intel. And this is one of those, oh, what's wrong with, so anyways, this is one of these trades where you might have missed, like I might have, first of all, I should not have keystroked that trade. It wasn't a keystroke. I should not have jumped in on this trade in here because I was waiting for a trend break. And the specific strategy that I will use, that trend break, actually showed up right after we finished the morning show. I'd gotten up, I'm gonna go to the bathroom, so I missed this entry point here. Anytime I'm taking the all-day trend break, by definition, I'm never gonna get the top. Right, like you can, if you do this where like it wicks the high and then enter, you have a really good chance of always, or getting the top or getting close to the top each time. Like it wicks the high, maybe I'm entering on this little break in here. It wicks the high, I'm entering on this little break right here. If I'm taking all of those, I might have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like tons of entries, and eventually the short's gonna work. And for some people, that's how it goes. I've heard others talk about how, Luis has mentioned, sometimes you do that style, knowing that each time you take the hit as it makes a new high, maybe you're taking a little bit more, and then you have to, because you have to make it back. I tend to prefer just getting it in, if I can, a little bit after it's turned, or in this particular case, a little bit after it's turned, and just having not a higher probability trade, but one where I'm not fighting it as much, and maybe I don't take as many shots to the highs. Again, it's just what works for me. And one last note, because I'll tell you the lunch was actually pretty good. Like I finished the beef and seasoned pretty well, the vegetables delicious, a little too much rice, but I didn't have to eat all the rice, that's fine. So I can give it a solid 7.4. Solid lunch, nothing spectacular, could have used a little more flavor, but it was pretty tasty. I saw a certain somebody trading AIM. And when it comes to finding strategies that work for you, like whether it's breakout trades, pullbacks into moving averages, or the volume weighted average, all these different types of setups, when you start to master them, you can then start applying them in new places, such as AIM. Now, I didn't trade AIM, so like, why are you bringing this up? Now, a certain somebody also did, and is applying strategies that they use for executing on small caps in a place where a year ago they would not have touched it. Why? Because AIM is only now over $1. That would be Sharif. Sharif doesn't like trading penny stocks, but AIM is in play, and he's able to take the strategies and execution, I guess, like execution methods that work for him and apply them to even a penny stock. By the way, AIM's halting to the upside at 108. It's at the halt band. And that's what happens when you find an execution strategy or setup that works for you. You can then find other places to deploy it. And then it's not about finding a million different setups or new ways to trade. It's just taking what works for you and applying it across more symbols, more markets. You could apply it to maybe ETFs, you'll find it. And that's oftentimes what you see traders do. And when we show you guys the numbers here at Real Trading, you'll notice all the different markets that get traded. The highest P&L per trader every single month in 2026, P&L per trader trading that market. Every single month in 2026, I think it was second once and first every other one, was Toronto. Every single month, with the exception of May, NASDAQ never made the top 10. Think about that for a second. Where do we all look? The NASDAQ, right? Real Trading, which is the largest day trading firm in the world, only 1 month did the NASDAQ make the top 10 in average P&L per trader. Only once. Now, lots of people trade it, so it's always in the top 5 in terms of the gross amount. But it just goes to show that a lot of times making money is about taking edge that works and then applying it in all kinds of different places. Maybe it's going to be the small caps. Maybe it's going to be on more ETFs. Maybe it's going to be in Europe. Maybe it's going to be in Toronto. That's what it's all about. But you've got to find execution strategies that work for you first. And that's always going to be a trade-off to find your style. If you're more disciplined, less entries, you're going to miss some big trades. But if you're trying not to get chopped up, that's par for the course. So good luck, everybody. Hope your trading day goes well. Good luck on AIM. Now that it's no longer a penny stock, let's see if it can hold it. It might do 500 million shares today, which is pretty impressive. Back to the midday.
President Trump reportedly weighing in here on the situation with Iran, telling an NBC News reporter, again, according to reports, that he's not heard from Iran on reports that they're suspending talks. In fact, he actually further told this reporter, quote, "I think we've been talking too much, if you want to know the truth. I think going silent would be very good." Furthermore, President Trump reportedly added that he can wait out Iran, saying that, quote, "I can wait as long as they want. They're losing a fortune." So once again, here NBC reporting that President Trump was not aware that Iran wants to cease talks, but he actually said doesn't mind, I guess, pausing the talks or, quote, going silent for a bit because he believes that the U.S. can wait out Iran. Back to you.
Right. Back into that he said kind of situation.
Man, I
just want to get this done.
Did we ever get it left?
Can we just move on to Cuba next? You know what I mean?
Is that what you want? Is that how you're feeling these days? It's just like get it over with and then
You're just gonna completely gloss over
go
that?
NVDA.
Yeah.
I get what?
Completely gloss over the fact that I just said Cuba there. Like you're like,
Cuba,
it's like a foregone conclusion.
Is it that they're going
that
there?
Cuba's next,
Cuba.
right? Cuba. No, I'm kidding, of course. Guys, there's a lot going right now. AIM, as Neal mentioned, halted at $1.08. TAP is showing $1.08. We're not going to know what the theoretical auction price is because it's on the MX, but this one we will know. There goes Sun. I was trying to actually get in over here at the third of $1, and now I feel this is a little extended for my blood. It's going to have to clear 50 decisively, $1.50 that is, because we know how these ones have that magnetic kind of attraction into the whole dollar/half dollar level, and the high of the day is 147 at the moment, showing 140. Let's see if it comes back into that third/quarter, holds it. Otherwise, I'm going to have to wait for a decisive clearing of that 150 level before I can feel comfortable getting in. SWN looking fantastic. Shout out to my man, Dr. Shuttle. Shout out to Grunfeld. Yeah, Grunfeld, I was talking about any as well. Earlier on, I had an ill-fated trade on any. If I can find it here, I think it took it off. Let's take off HKIT. Even though HKIT looks like it might be moving here, I might leave that one on. Actually, leave that one on, Joey. We're going to look at Jay-Z's halted down at VWAP. Jay-Z's given up the ghost pretty aggressively. Let's look at ANY on the NQ. Still dilly-dallying here, though. Grunfeld right around 4, but a decisive clearing at 4 could have put us back into contention. And after-the-fact analysis here shows a very aggressive area of support at 360. Comparing that to the lower chart there, it looks like maybe 360 acted as resistance, not as clearly here, certainly, as the support area. So 360 support for ANY. Right now, anyway, $4 resistance. Now, we have been above 4 quite decisively on the day into 459, but the thing is, every time we breach 4, whether it was in the pre-market or regular trading hours, it sells off. What's it called is open. AIM is open and it's ramping into another area high, 114. Can't quite see what limit is right now. Let's go right now long. We're going to give this to 108. Let's see if it holds up at around 108. If it doesn't, we're out. We're going to give this one the old college try. There's a monster seller at 15. We can't shake that seller, Joey. There's a huge seller there. Look at the amount of churn I should flatten out here. That's going to reject at 115 into 50, taking off a lot of the size at the gateway. That's a monster move. Into 17 it goes, posting at 20, showing 18s now. There's going to be resistance here. 19 shows up a little bit. We're going to take the 19. We're going to move it up into 22. Let's see what we can get on this one. A lot of resistance, Assassino, right around that 1-2. What's that, Fabian? Go to Adair. Okay, absolutely. Go to Adair in 1 second. There it goes into 25. AIM is ripping. It's on the MX. It's up 200%. Watch for the halt. We're looking for $0.25. Adair.
VRT here on the move to the upside, reportedly introducing its first converged physical infrastructure digital twin for NVIDIA's Omniverse DSX platform. Now, it is worth noting, I do remember seeing Vertex's logo, or sorry, not Vertex, Vertiv, rather, VRT's logo at NVIDIA's event yesterday. So makes sense here. There's a partnership between Vertiv and NVDA, again, specifically for digital twin, apparently for NVIDIA's Omniverse DSX platform. Back to you.
There's a lot of selling here at 122, kind of in the same way we saw earlier. There's a lot of size coming on the gateway here, man. Tell them what you're looking at, though, Joey.
Yeah, we got DRAM cooking up here, but the only one that matters right now is this bad boy back up to $221. Shout out to Vinny Jones over here, man, as we continuously rock and roll on this bad boy. We were talking about patience, break of 111.50. Now we're just getting more and more and more. So a nice little bit of a move here. 5% on the day, Sharif, is the big one here. Market capitalization beast. There it is, $112.17. I don't even want to look at the daily chart on NVDA, but the daily on NVDA, a big time rebound. What made us decide to think, this stock's going to be in play today? Wait for that rebound. Takes a lot of cash to move this bad boy, but look, you have 4 consecutive days of selling, but then you print this hammer at a key level, good, and then off to the races. If we can break the high of the day, then I like our chances of putting in that sustained move to the point where we're going to breach this previous all-time high of 236 and head into 240s. And that's what I want to see here, man. I like it a lot. We like NVDA. It's unfortunate that it hasn't been performing like some of the other names, but don't forget, it's had its time in the limelight when you're going through that exponential growth. Fantastic earnings. We're not going to beat around that bush, but sometimes you see a little bit of a rotation. There's fear within custom ASICs, but hey, brush that all aside. You're still printing ridiculous amounts of cash. And shout out to the dividend.
That between Marvell and Broadcom, they hold over 85% of the market for custom ASICs.
No, I didn't know that. I'm not going to sit here and say that.
I didn't know it either till this morning.
But shout out to Jensen. He's got $2 billion in, but no, he also has a $2 billion investment in Marvell itself.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So we like that. And then he's got Grok, and he's throwing money in the shareholders' pocket. Oh, that's what we're talking about, man.
I like when money comes.
How long is it until we hear that? Zuck and company. I just don't understand. Zuck, you should have put me on your board. As soon as you started spending all this cash, I would have been like, bang, cloud, Meta Cloud, bang, it's done, right? Because look what Elon's doing. You don't need as much compute. He doesn't have
the need for the compute.
He doesn't need it, right? It's like, okay, cool, bro. Your digital ads are fantastic at this point, but why don't you just start renting out the space? Now you're literally the last one to the dance out of all of the hyperscalers who are building out this cloud infrastructure.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if he can switch some of the infrastructure he's already bought that we're supposed to run the AI for the ads, for Llama, for Avocado, for everything else he's been doing with his super intelligence lab, whether he can actually switch that on a whim and use it for hosting services rather than whatever he was going to use it for, right?
For creating tokens.
Tokens, as well as to make reel suggestions. A lot of that was supposed to actually make reels better.
Like, have you used MuseSpark? We tried MuseSpark, and then we didn't even make it past the home page.
You didn't make it past the home page.
You didn't. Both of us, you and I tried it, remember? We tried signing up to MuseSpark. We didn't even make it past the home page. So if you have individuals like us who use AI tools not getting past the opening page, then, I mean, how many people are using MuseSpark?
Well, that's another.
Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. Like, who's using MuseSpark in here? If we could
Should we do a poll?
I was just to say.
You're just going to say
put a poll up, man.
Fabian, Can you send me the link for the poll? Because you sent it to me back in the day, but it's probably really far away from our messages.
Poll, man. I like the YouTube
I like
poll.
the one that he puts up that we
numbers,
throw 1, 2, because it engages the chat as well.
All right, get the chat engaged.
Yeah, why not, right?
Yeah.
We'll get that in a minute. But guys, I'm continuing to watch ANY.
I got it if you want me to set it up for
Thanks,
the game.
Fabian. Appreciate it, bro. Let's throw that up there. Well, he sent it, so we can.
Good stuff. Joe, you still feel good about that TSLA trade? I'm in it also from the double bottom. To be honest with you, I haven't even been paying attention to it, man. It's just all about this dog right here. Because you know what they say, every dog has its day, and it's NVDA's day today as we are almost up 5% once again as we piece it out at the top. Who cares about, no, in all seriousness, I'm not in love with the Tesla trade, but I have absolutely nada on compared to what we got going on with DRAM and with NVDL. Let's go back to Adair.
Keep an eye here, guys, on AI. C3 AI on watch. Looks like Paradigm here speculating that AI could be a takeover target specifically from OpenAI or Anthropic. Once again here, Paradigm apparently hearing that we could get a buyout here for this C3 AI from the likes of OpenAI or Anthropic, both of whom are set to IPO pretty soon. Back to you.
All right, let's get down to work. Here it is, guys. We're going to start the voting right now. So those of you who use ChatGPT, the most of all the LLMs, type in 1. If you're a Grok fan, I use it sometimes, throw in 2. If you like Gemini, like I do, for those really, current headlines, you're throwing in 3. If you're a Claude fan, and I'm a recently converted Claude fan, you're throwing in 4. And if you like that, for whatever reason, you like Muse, Spark, or let's just go with this, any Meta-related LLM, you're throwing in 5. Let's get the votes going on right now. We've got a bit of a tie here. I don't want to say, it's basically a tie between Claude and ChatGPT. Gemini is in a very close second, coming in at 31 votes. It looks like Claude's taking the cake here. Meta has literally 0.
It doesn't have a single
vote. It doesn't have a bid,
dude.
bro. There's no bid on Meta. It's just pure ass.
It doesn't have a single vote.
There we go. Shout out to Byron. He says, chat. Yo, man, I respect your opinion, Byron. I still use chat for the morning note, but, I'm trying to wean off it. Let's get the votes in, guys. ChatGPT, number 1. Grok, number 2. Gemini, 3. Claude, 4. And I think the person who put the 2 people who voted for MuseSpark, I think that's just a sympathy bid.
That was pure spiteful.
That was a sympathy bid right there.
That was pure spiteful.
Absolutely. I'm loving how the chat is lighting up right now. Great participation from you guys. A lot of names that I haven't seen ever voting right now. So let's get those votes up. Let's get a quick. This is a really close race between ChatGPT and Claude right now. Okay. What's going on with that, Joey?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So very close race right now. ChatGPT's on the lead. Oh no! By
I think
vote.
a lot of people still using chat, man. Obviously, it was the fastest growing app of all time.
Can't be by accident, Joey.
No, it's not by accident. I think Sam Altman still has a chance. So you're telling me there's a chance, but there's also a chance that NVDA is going to be the dog of the day as it's continuing to move. That's what it was like in the dog pound, Sharif. It was like chain gang over here.
Exactly.
That's what it was like in the dog pound, my boy, as NVDA continues its merry way to the top side. So let's rock and roll on this bad boy. Watch out as we are absolutely on a roll here with this one.
Did I offend anybody by not putting in Copilot? No, I just wanted to make sure everybody was okay with that, right?
I forgot about that, man. That's crazy.
Nah, your boy hasn't used Copilot in a minute. Like I see, what he's been using lately. I feel like you've been on a Gemini kick for a minute, no?
Well, I use it for image generation.
Oh, you're killing that Nvidia trade, eh?
Well, NVDA, yeah.
Nvidia's a 5 1/4.
That's what I'm talking about,
that's lovely, man. That is a good look. Copilot, yeah, we were just talking about that. Mac22, shout out to my man, Heart to Heart Media. Thank you, by the way, Mac22, for that super chat. Heart to Heart Media, thank you for the AIM call, Sharif. Made my week already. Can I tell you? I don't see a penny from that, but it really does make me happy that some of my call-outs make you guys money, man. It really does.
That's what it's all about,
That's
man.
legitimate. That's a legitimate statement on my part, man. I'm not even, that's not. anything.
Copilot is not popular, hence they give you limitless quarter now. All right. Yeah, I mean, like,
Hey, man, tokens are hard to come by
there was literally
now.
a couple of sympathy plays on MuseSpark.
Yeah, well.
So you think what did Alexander Wang get from a contract standpoint?
We got a lot of money, man.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like, so your super intelligence team doesn't get a single vote. I mean, like, hey, we're just one. I'm sure there's people around, but if you have how many people do we have watching? You have a group of around 4,500 people who are watching, and not everybody voted, but I bet you the majority of them are like, I don't even know what MuseSpark is. Like, should we have been generous and put in avocado? Or
Yeah,
like
well, I should have put any meta-related AI. That's what I was
but
trying
no
to say
one's
there,
using it. No one's using that hot garbage. All right, there it is. There we are, higher than 10%. Let's go Tesla. That thing's not doing anything. We'll go back to DRAM. We only want to focus on what's hot. Who cares what's not, right? And that's Tesla right now, doing absolutely not, as DRAM continuing to cook up an... Oh, phew, that was close there, Shreve. As DRAM continuing to cook up an absolute storm here, buddy. We're posting, but I can't believe I just said buddy like that. Anyways, 67.50 is where we're going to be looking to take some more off.
All right, guys, giving the old college try here. I perceived there was a lot of resistance at 4, it clears 4, but this has had that mixed relationship with 4 before, where every 4 breach has failed, pre-market, regular trading hours, or otherwise. So we're going to give this a super tight stop. We're in at 8, showing me 5s. Let's see if it holds up. Not going to give it that much in the way of room. Already got stopped out on a breach of that level, so we'll give back a little bit there on any. But AIM continuing to move up here. We should be looking at that, as this one did hold the 10 EMA. Into 108 it goes. 10 EMA on the 5 is just south of $1, in and around 95 or 94 pennies. See how this one does. AIM looks to be possibly the best of the bunch here. There's also SWN, and I want to point out that SWN is at the 10 EMA, and it could find some support here at the $0.25. So that is another one that you guys could be looking at. Now, to be quite honest with you, the real former area of resistance, what could be support, is that $1.20. And the reason I say that is because we have a double top on the 5 at that $1.20 area. Initially where I got in and then got out. This wasn't the greatest trade. I should have been giving it more room, because look at the run up. So what I'm watching for here is a loss of the 10 EMA, which is showing me 128, 129, a possible hold up at the $0.25, and if it doesn't hold up at the $0.25, I'm certainly looking at 120. Double top on the 5-minute chart at 120, and now the volume weighted average price also pointing at that 120 area. The Katina man has returned now from the gym, so we're going to shout him out. How was the gym, brother? It was very good. He did free weights today.
Free weights.
Rowing machine. Oh, now you're getting to the good stuff, my guy. Here, get it, Katina man. He's coming in with the food. A little ground beef there. That's that Thai ground beef. Thai ground beef.
I like the Thai ground beef, my boy.
Neal gave it a 7.4, Katina man. Be interested to hear what you say about that one, too. I don't know. 6.4.
I think
Randy
that this
is dunking.
I think this is one of the higher scoring lunches.
Have you eaten it yet?
We've had it before.
Oh, you've had it before, but
Yeah.
not on the day quite yet, right?
Not today. Not on the day.
Not on the day. That's okay.
Look at Randy in the back there.
Randy.
Yeah, there he is.
I'm so happy Randy's in the house, man. Because Randy and the IT boys are just like right behind that wall right there, so you can't quite
Oh, they're
see
probably
him,
going to go nuts being in here.
Well, Rob and Mark are in the other room with
Oh, yeah, they're like, there's zero
Michael,
chance we're hopping
and
in.
we get to have Randy around here. I was asking Rob, I'm like, are we going to see you in the room as well? He's like, hell no, it's way too loud in there.
Way
like, okay,
too loud.
sorry, Rob.
Zero chance. Randy was just respectively
Get it,
our
Randy.
guy.
Robbie,
The Randy
Rob.
can.
Don't ever call him Robert or Robbie.
No, eh? Can I? But I see that he doesn't like that.
No, he doesn't. And he's serious about it
serious.
too.
Don't call me that.
Yeah, he is actually serious.
I like calling people by their full name, so I'd call Randall.
So do I. I
Randall.
like calling people by their full names, but do not call Rob Robert. Only his mom.
Only his mom. Randy, your full name is
Randall.
It's Randall, right?
I'm assuming so. Yeah.
It's not.
Giving you the look. Oh,
Is it?
It's not.
No. What is it?
Another.
Is it actually just Randy? I can see it just being.
I love
Randy.
how dark he is there in the background.
I can see it just being Randy. What is it?
Yo, Jesse.
Yo, you're giving me the look here
chirping
now.
you.
Yeah.
Shout out to Chef
Yeah,
Boy.
someone asked.
What?
It's Steven?
Joe.
What's up,
Sharif. How does he do the gym while being in a trade? Doesn't it stress him? He uses stop losses, my guy.
Yeah.
There's like, I think it's a consistent pattern.
It's actually easier when you just place your
Because then you're
orders
not
out,
taking out good trades.
and then you're just leaving because it's either like literally one thing or the other.
Let's show a screen there. He's going to give an example of exactly what he's talking about there. If we can show the Katina Man screen assassino there. So Katina Man, just take us through it. So that was short there. And he's shorting there, and then he got out, and it's as simple as that. He puts in a stop, he lets it trigger. You know, if he comes back, he's in the money.
You know, man.
Well, it's a loss, so it's all right, Katina Man. But the point is that he uses stop losses to let the trades run.
You're right. Like, look, someone said that this is the. You know how back in the day they would put the old pack of smokes in the sleeve?
Yeah.
Like that?
Like in the 70s?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are the
What
times,
is your boy
man.
doing, guys?
That was the time, man.
What is he doing? Why is he doing that? His zins, man. Instead of the smokes, Katina Man, he's got the zins and the That's the craziest thing I've ever seen, man.
That's crazy.
There we go, having a good time, guys. As always, we're always joking around. AIM is back in business over here, and it's looking at taking out 115er. AIM looking real good. It's a 125 area high. So we did hold, as I mentioned, that 10 EMA, continuing to watch that. I'm also an SWN. I'm looking for a $1.24 hold. We'll see how this cookie crumbles, but I'm definitely interested in getting back into AIM. It feels like this one's got a lot of juice here to take out that 1.25, but it's putting in a bit of a topping tail candle now, quite frankly, on the 5 into 109, which is the low of the candle. So some good support here. Continuing to watch this. Just before we go to Adair, let's shout out to the man there, Deep Cheeks AI, dropping a 2-banger in the chat. Sorry there, Assassino. Headline, first name Deep. Last name. Adair.
More headlines here out of the Middle East. Al Arabiya reporting that according to Pakistan's foreign ministry, Iran has requested the continuation of mediation to de-escalate the current situation and support the ceasefire. So now, latest report that we have here, and again, we've had several just within the last couple hours, suggests that Iran has requested continued mediation and they do want to de-escalate the situation and support the current ceasefire agreement. If I get more, I'll let you know. Back to you.
I feel like it's like always Pakistan that's trying to like explain away the aggression from some of the Iranian sides. Like, no, you know, wait, here's what's really happening, man. I think obviously Pakistan wants to see this conflict resolved. Like everybody else,
doesn't the average
doorstep?
I'm pretty sure the average human wants it. Resolved.
Absolutely. We all want to pay a little less for gas.
Yeah,
it was nice to pay. I put in for 164 on the weekend, which wasn't bad, right? Always, you're looking for a deal. Again, in the afternoons, it seems to be, or the evenings, I should say, it seems to be a bit better, Joey.
Mazelito. Deal. Yeah, guys, all right, let's see what we got going on.
Jay-Z's halted up again.
Did it?
Yeah, it's halted to the high side this time. 169er, Jay-Z halted at 169, top showing 179 now.
Damn.
So that would be a decisive move into resistance because there's resistance at 180. On Jay-Z. Jay-Z's up 132%. Good holder of the volume weighted average price. In fact, it has a double bottom, 1215, 1220 at that VWAP. And, you know, it's still below the area high at $1.85, $1.84, but certainly something to be on the lookout here. Jay-Z, shout out. Who are we looking at over here? Ozan, I told you, Sean Katina left for Jim, made few calls, and erased the situation. You're starting all these rumors, Ozan. People are going to get the wrong idea over here. But, yes, the Katina Man is back in the house. So we shout him out for that, Joey.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's head over to our options chain here, guys. Take a look at this $225 strike price with 80,000 contracts. So maybe that could be our next level here within this week for NVDA. Let's actually make this a little bit bigger so you guys can see. So at this 220 strike price, you can see 50,000 contracts at that marker. still currently open, and then obviously 61,000 opened and closed on today's session. You can build whatever strategy you want. Here we can rock into all of that stuff. So get prepared, ladies and gentlemen. I reached out to a few, get some beta testers going on. Sharif is in the house, Katina Man as well too. So yeah, a lot big things on the horizon. Now let's focus on some DRAM and then some NVDL. Let's see what we got going on as we pull back there. We were just talking about this name, $225 potentially in the works, but let's see if we can print a new high of the day. DRAM is up another 7%. And then we're just like, it's like, all right, man, this ETF has been on an absolute monstrous run. Let's actually head back over and see what we got going on from DRAM. I just can't buy it all the way up here. Even though we might be on a multi-year run, it's really tough for me to justify what's going on. Boom, you have this pullback. It goes to the tune of, I believe, there, 17%, and then off to the races it goes. Since this thing started, came to market, 127% in the ETF. Right? So, like, I mean, this is some big time movement. We'll take a look at the actual components of this thing. I remember the cyber, no, it wasn't, it was the quantum ETF, it wasn't even quantum names. And I don't even know if IBM was in that. But let's head over to DRAM. We're going to take a look at the holdings, and then we're going to also look at the holdings of NASA, sorry, NASA, NASA, whatever it may be. SK Hynix, 25% there, Sharif. Samsung, 21%. First American Government, 13%. Okay, that's interesting. SanDisk sitting at 5%, and then Micron is only 2.5%. All right, Western Digital on that bad boy as well. Now let's head over to NASA as we are almost printing a new high on DRAM. We'll take a little bit more off there, and then we're going to take a look at the holdings on this bad boy. So I did look this up, Sharif. Okay. 10.7% of NASA's holding here is the preferred. Those will actually, and I'm sure Katina Man will know this, but what I read up is that they will actually convert into common stock after the IPO date. Interesting. So NASA will be 10.7% SpaceX, then 8.11% Rocket Lab, Planet Labs, Filtronic, Lunar, Firefly Aerospace, ASTS, and then SN, Black Sky, and York Space Systems. So that is the holding of NASA, my latest purchase.
I like it, man. I hope you print up multiple storms. You know how I feel about that whole space. And as you and I were talking about over the weekend, you know, it's kind of, at least the way that I view this whole thing, it's a buy and hold and buy and forget kind of thing. Yeah. I'll never sell SpaceX. So you see, John Ehrlichman, the guy that we had on Friday that Adair interviewed, actually posted something, I think on Saturday, could be Friday, something like that, about how much if you had invested in the Tesla IPO, I think he was saying something around like $1,500, $1,200, how much it would be worth now. Guess who reposted it? Yes, the man himself, Elon Musk. So as soon as I saw that, I messaged your boy Joey Options immediately, and I was like, just a context, you know, for some perspective here, right? And the thing is, I'm not saying, you know, SpaceX is you know, the same thing as Tesla and it's going to do the same thing with the same valuations. But maybe it is. Maybe. But like 10x, like if it opens up at if it opens up at $1 trillion, we'll say 10x is like that's pretty big, man. It is, Joey. I'm not going to pretend like it's not a lot of money. Guys, we're ripping on any here. We've got O2s on. Here's 28. We're looking for more. We're looking for 33s. There's 33. There's 34. There's my money. We're looking now for low 40s. We're posting at 41. And he's on ANY is on a rampage here in a clean hold of 4. We're looking for a high at daybreak. High at daybreak takes us into 459. There's 37. There's 40. Didn't get the print at 43. Looking for a breach of 40. None is forthcoming. Shout out to my man Bovin. We all know who Bovin is because I think I've called him out enough times last week. There goes Jay-Z into another area halt. It is halted 193. Halt time 12:43 on the dot. The tap is showing 1 penny higher than the halt. $1.94 on that bad boy. Keep your eye here on JZ. It is above the area high of 180 and change. It is still, though, below the intraday high of 208, but keep your eye out on that. I'm still holding here ANY. I'm holding SWN. Both are doing okay. ANY better than SWN, but I do like this base that's formed here at 130 on SWN. So I'm looking for a move into 139 and then 145. That 145 print on SUUN would be just a skosh shorter than the 147 high a day, and that's a strategic out for me. And there goes any into 43. We take it. We're looking for the $0.50. There's the $0.50, Joseph freaking options, and there's 60. Looking for a bigger move now. Let's post up at 69. Let's see what we can get. There's 66. Boom, 69. Any wrapping up here, 150%. Be on the lookout for that. Oh, that ended my trade, but that's okay. We took a good trade there. Looking for a little bit more now. Let's see if it comes down into 40 to 50. Possible buy zone here, 40 to 50. Sorry, incorrect. 40 to 20. $4.40 to $4.20. And the reason I base that area support is because this area rejection right here. We had the topping tails go into third, but the closing prints all around 20. Let's see if that third to a quarter or third to a fifth area ends up holding again. Bovin calling out DVLT. Bovin says, let's pull this up on the side chart over here. DVLT is the call out by the OG Bovin. Come on, chart. DVLT. Yo, Uber is ripping today. What is this? Uber's up 5 1/4. I saw the OG Darwin call this one out earlier in the chat, but yeah, I didn't get a chance to talk about it. But DVLT, not up big, Bovin, up 13%, but it does have a good area of support here at 55. I'd like to see what a possible move into 55, 56 would cause. DVLT, not a bad look. We're going to take off who? AIIO. We're going to put DVLT on the side chart. Thanks for that, brother. Appreciate you on that one. So Bovin always giving me the great call-outs there. Still holding a position here on SWN, showing 35s, but as you can see now, there have been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 candles on the 1 minute chart in a row where we've rejected 135. There's somebody selling up a storm at $1.35 here, at least locally, that we can't seem to shake as resistance. So that is something to concern myself with. And the reason I say that is because if we get that 135 rejection, that sets up the lower high setup that we've been talking a lot about, right? They lure you in as a bull trap with that area breakout, only for that area breakout to end up being a lower high, and then we get the loss to the prior bar low, and then the shorts take over. And then, you're caught holding the bag, or in some other people's case, you're making money because you're shorting it, right? So SWN on watch here for a 35 seller.
Good stuff, man. Let's head over to what we got going on here with DRAM, 6.8% to the top side. And then we also have NVDA on our radar as we're starting to pull back a little bit, guys. So keep an eye out on this one. Double top almost, but we do breach. You get a little bit of a pop-up, right? A whipsaw move through those zones, and then boom, sure enough. But I do believe that 225 is going to be potentially in the works for today. I mean, not today, this week, without any form of questioning. And if that's going to be the case, then I believe it's an all-time high within the next couple of weeks here on, you heard it here first, Sharif, on NVDA, new all-time high. Look at DRAM go.
Yeah, I can get behind that.
You can get behind that new all-time high? Yeah, new all-time in 2 weeks. Yeah. By the time the SpaceX IPO hits, we will see an all-time high here on NVIDIA, but we've already hit that on DRAM. Nice movement there at 67.53 and continuing to climb higher. So we're just cooking up storms over here today, guys. Yeah, we'll hit that storm. What are you guys looking at? We'll
Joey,
go over, what's that?
We have a new member of the $2 trillion club.
$2 trillion club?
Yeah, did you look?
Is it TSM? I'm looking now.
He's looking right at it.
I'm looking now, man.
A new entrant into the very exclusive 2 Trillion Club. Welcome, everybody. Taiwan frickin' Semiconductor.
Yeah, which makes sense.
It joins Broadcom now. Broadcom's almost at 2.2, believe it or not. See, that to me is an abomination. Like, we don't even have this conversation with anybody on the other side of the screen if it wasn't for Taiwan Semiconductor. Yeah. Every major, advanced chip is because of them.
Pretty much.
Right? So the fact that Broadcom has a higher market cap to me, it speaks to the geography of the matter. If Taiwan Semi was an exclusively American company and they made all their advanced nodes in Arizona as opposed to Taiwan, this would not be $2 trillion.
You think it'd be in that top contender, in that $3-4 trillion mark?
At least. I mean, Broadcom doesn't even make chips; they design chips,
they design them, yeah.
Right? Like, come on.
Yeah, like, come on, man.
So yeah, well, that's kind of how I feel, Dave.
We have to really zoom out on this bad boy. Let's go DRAM. Why did I Anyways, aside from that, man, let's take a look at what Sharif's mentioning. It's just been steady.
Look at that thing,
this is this is a good investment, if you ask me. I mean, a lot of good stuff happening in the span of a couple of years. Oh, and guess what, Sharif? If you didn't notice, 94-cent dividend on this bad boy. 94 cents, my boy. So
Did you see the message about Jensen paying himself?
What do you
It's
think?
like because of the divvy. Because the divvy went up from 1 penny to 25, and you know what that 1 to 25 means for him on the year?
Bro, how much?
Another $200 million, given how many shares he still has.
But think about Zuck too. How much is Zuck making?
Isn't that crazy?
Zuck's making big time money.
Katina Man said Zuck's making $700 million.
Another $700 million.
Divvy or dividend alone, Zuck is making $700 million.
So you know what I mean? It's just like, hey. You need a boatload of shares. There's no questioning that. But if that could happen, that'd be absolutely ideal. If you had, so Sharif, if that opportunity, would you just sit so someone's like, hey man, I'll give you a couple 100,000 shares of SPY. Would you just sit back and collect the divvy and not even do anything?
Be a dividend aristocrat. You just want me to say that term, don't you?
Yeah, of course. So you could just go chill and go to.
So who's going to say no to passive income like a divvy, man? Through huge shares. Nobody's going to say no to that, man.
I would hope not.
Yeah, no, you're not going to hear a no out of me on that.
Who cares about the capital appreciation? But see, the thing is, though, if it doesn't perform...
I care about capital appreciation, but I also care about the dividend, right? Because, you got to look at the tax structure, though. The divvy is going to cost you a bit more.
Yeah.
At least in Canada, dividend is recognized as income, right?
Yeah.
So if you were to earn income here and you're in that tax bracket, the progressive tax system, then you're going to get clipped on the divvy. Capital gains, though, is 1/2 of 50%, so it's essentially 25%.
It's a little bit more now, isn't it?
No, but they tried to clip you a little bit with that, but your boy Trudeau had it blown up in his face, right?
Yeah, well, that's why there was no Canadian investment.
Daisy halted again.
What was I was going to mention something here. Now it slipped my mind. Oh yeah, DRAM, new high of the day, 7% on this bad boy. But yeah, no, in all seriousness, for me, it's just like, that stuff is cool. Oh, what I was gonna say actually, Sharif, is you don't have to pay any tax if you go to, and you lived in a place where it's tax-free.
Yes, but then you'd also have to register as a non-citizen. Or what it's called, a non-resident citizen. Dude, you have no idea.
Whatever.
Just pause for a second. Do you have any idea what the exit tax in this country is? If you wanna,
what is it?
It's ridiculous. It's like in the 40-some-odd% of.
Really?
Yeah. If you want to sell everything that you have in this country, talking real estate, talking bonds, stocks, the whole list, and to become a non-taxable, or what they call a non-resident.
Yeah.
I remember the exact term. It's a lot. It's like 40-something%.
Really?
Yeah. So a lot of people don't do that. And they go to a jurisdiction that has what they call a mutual tax agreement. We have one with the United States, some Caribbean countries, meaning what? That if you get taxed at their rate, then you don't get taxed at the same rate here. But if we don't have a treaty with that country, you're going to pay two sets of taxes.
That's
you're going to pay here and there. So
wow, I did not know that. Did you know that?
Well, can I say something to you?
Yeah.
Canada has to protect its interests. It's like you have free education, you have subsidized higher education. So if you're a doctor, you go to the States, how much loan are you taking out for those 4 years? It's like $250,000 more. Here, you're paying something around about $20 a year, right? $25 a year or whatever it is. It's heavily subsidized. So you want to pay for all those doctors to get an education, and then they flip you off, and then they move to the States. So you end up paying the bag for them to get educated, and then they go and they make all the money down there. So you have to protect yourself some way. That's what the country's
that's
doing.
fine, but I'm no doctor.
But you see what I'm saying?
I totally understand what you're saying, but I can't believe you just put a whole basket of people into the exact same category. There should be a tier system, right?
That's a fair point.
It's like, okay, I understand that you want to protect your investment, but what about the people who are just not doing what Sharif was just explaining? And it's like, okay, you're still going to tax them at 40%. DRAM, 7 1/3. We got NVDA heading back towards the high. Let's go on these ones, $66 there. We're still sitting in this Tesla trade. What is it doing? Not too much here, guys, as it is forming somewhat of a bottom. We'll head over to the 5-minute time frame and see what we have. Yeah, I mean, Tesla not participating in this little uptick. The financials holding up the SPY a little bit, but once again, the NASDAQ, are we at all-time highs on this bad boy, considering? Yeah.
Something just happened with Bloom Energy.
Yeah, so boom, NASDAQ. Okay, you want to see Bloom Energy?
It just ripped up from 274 to 282. Something's happening.
Blue Energy, yeah,
Bloom,
all right.
Bloom.
So yeah, Bloom Energy. Yeah, nice
see that
uptick
too as well?
with the volume in there
yeah.
too, brother. So a nice little breakout on Bloom Energy. It's beautiful stuff across the board. We should see in the chat. Does anybody own DRAM? Put it in the chat. Yes or no? It's just a standard question. And then we'll also do this to get the chat engaged. How are you doing on today? Red or green? Put it in there. Red or green? You got mine. Oh, no, hold on. Oh, whoa. I put the wrong thing in there. We're going to send it off to Adair. But other than that, let's see how you guys are performing on today's session.
Still looking for info here in Bloom Energy. Last post here that was tagged on X was from about 9 minutes ago. No one's really discussing this, but I will continue looking into it. Market here pushing higher. USO pushing lower as Israel's Channel 12 reports that Hezbollah told President Trump that it would consent to a ceasefire without any precondition. Now, if we get any more details on this or any more context, I'll let you know. But either way, again, Channel 12 of Israel reporting that Hezbollah has said that they'll consent to a ceasefire without any preconditions. Back to you.
Let's go, bro. Let's just end this, man. Bovin, I want to know how many. What are you doing over there, Bovin? How many shares are you buying? Jay-Z is halted again. Now that it's cleared 200% on the day. Get it, Bovin. Happy for you, brother. I know you're all the way. Bovin has this from like the single digits, I think, 1 and change. We're halted, guys, and we've now breached that 1020 area high, which was 208. The halt price is 225. We're up a little bit less than 210% on the day, 209.07 to be exact. I don't want to say this is a blue sky setup or anything like that, but let's set up here on the daily just to get a quick gander of what kind of resistance levels we should be anticipating if this one's going to start ripping up. And I do apologize, guys. The charts have been temperamental all day. Okay, here's the deal, Bovin. Locally, we're looking now at 2 2/3. Reason is, look at that outsized wick that we had on, what day was that? September 8th. 265 on the dot. We haven't been up at that level since September 8th. Moving beyond that level, we're then looking at around, I want to say 3.5, 3.25 to 3.5. There was a base that formed there in May of last year, May to June of last year. So we haven't been up here in a while. And I also want to mention that there was a 1 to 10 split back in June of last year. So almost a year ago, this company did split. I'm not sure if they're bid non-compliant. They were trading below the dollar essentially since January 26th. We could check the NASDAQ exchange to find out if Jay-Z was bid non-compliant. Thank you to Luis, obviously, for explanation of that concept there. Jay-Z, one to watch here, looking fabulous. Shout out to my man Bovin, who's printing up a storm on that. And you know what I'm doing? I'm taking some prints here on SWN. This one took out that 136 seller. We are now at 139. I just got the beak wet there. The high of the day, though, is 147. My next out goes 145, specifically to front run that 147 area high. So if there is a short seller earmarking the high of the day as their entry point, I'd wet the beak a little bit before that. Needless to say, I would save a piece for the dream through that 150 level in case we do catch some sellers offside. We're up a very respectable 61% today. It's a slower mover, SWN. S-U-U-N. I shouldn't say W because people will think I'm talking about W. S-U-U-N over here, slower mover, less shares traded on the day than, typically a $1.40 name would do. Only about 13 and change million shares traded on the day. I want to mention the other one that the OG Bovin was calling out. DVLT, Bovin, you called this one out as well, and here it is again into the high of the day. This was a little bit cheaper. Sorry, guys, the charts, as you can see, they're super temperamental on the day. These are not the work charts, by the way. These are my platform charts there for my brokerage. So DVLT 57.20, knocking on the door of 57. Look at all these bottoming tail candles. To me, that means one thing and one thing only. The buyers are aggressive. They're picking this up at area lows. Let's throw DVLT on the side chart there. So 57.20. It hasn't done a lot of volume quite yet relative to the name, nor is it up big on the day, 14.4%. But hey, you're not going to complain with something that's at the high of the day right now. So continuing to watch that. And while I watch that, I'm also watching some of my gains dry up here on SWN as it rejects $1.40, moving back into 133 here. My perception is we're still putting in higher lows. And so long as we do that and we hold the $1.30, I stay in the trade. Shout out to my man Bovin. Bovin says, news on a $2 billion non-binding finance deal. That's specific to the DVLT trade. Shout out to the OG Bovin. Thanks for pointing that out, brother. Give people context exactly what's happening. Just before we send it back to your boy Joey Opsh. 2:55:16, Joey, is the halt time for Jay-Z. Current time is 1:07. So this one may open up in about 10 seconds. Let's take a quick look. Tap showing 20 pennies higher than the halt level. It dropping now. Here we are. We're dropping here into 2 1/3. 254 is the high of the day. We're going to halt down here on Jay-Z. 224 halt perimeter initiated. We need another 6 or 7 seconds at that level before we halt. 32 million shares. It's going to be a halt down here for Jay-Z. Halt down initiated.
Good stuff, man. Look at this go. This is big time.
What is that, Joey?
Micron, insane, another all-time high. Like this is, and what DRAM's doing is up 8%.
I hate this stock.
What, Micron?
Yeah, it just makes me feel so stupid.
Yes, you have no idea how ridiculous.
It's so
like if you've been in this, man, same thing with SanDisk. Like it just makes you feel like sitting here. We should have been. I should have been in at least DRAM as soon as it came out. That's why it's like, hey, man. A lot of people not liking this SpaceX IPO, but we're ready to party on that one. Same thing with Anthropic filing apparently as well too. ARM is up 18%.
It is, man.
Yeah. I heard Katina.
You know what ARM is up on the year, Katina, man? 277%.
This is crazy. Yeah, but like 90% of this
Katina
is
man
held.
bought it at 201.
I mentioned this. I'm like
$200 in the money.
Yeah, man.
That's infuriating, man.
Listen, you know what the thing is, though? I'm not going to sit here and say that there's going to be another move like this because I think what we're going through is just complete structural change. And we can say, I'm sure you'll find it in some manner, but what we have right now is that if you've been in the right place at the right time, you're absolutely cooking up an absolute storm. And this is how you really change your life around if you've been in Micron, SanDisk, ARM, DRAM. Those are some big time moves, man. And I'm really looking forward to what we got going on. Some of these, you know what I don't like though, is that the valuation of these companies heading into their IPOs. They've done so well in the private market. I don't have enough knowledge on what's happened or how that can potentially impact the underlying asset itself leading into the IPO. But coming in at $1 trillion, I think that's pretty crazy if you ask me.
I don't know, Joey, and you and I were going back and forth on this as well, and I was trying to tell you about SpaceX, and you're like, I'm excited for the Anthropic IPO too, and more in agreement I couldn't be. But I feel that the cyclicality of who's in the lead in the AI race, especially the Gen AI race, changes, pretty quickly. I think SpaceX much harder to dethrone as the leader. We just saw what happened with Blue Origin last week. And then Elon, saying rockets are hard. It's a lot easier, I think, in my submission, to become the frontier premier LLM/AI company than it is to be the premier, front runner in the space race. I think that's a lot harder of a task to dethrone.
I think so. I agree with you on that one. I just think, and it's significantly more expensive.
Way more, yeah.
Way more expensive.
Absolutely. It's like a double the price here.
You know what I mean?
So I want to mention a couple of things as well. So a new one here that we've said very little about, and because it was doing basically nothing, ABTS. I want to really stress that you guys should be careful with this setup here because these setups have proven to be kind of great shorts as opposed to longs. What I'm talking about specifically is a prolonged downtrend, a hold generally of a certain level, whether it's 2 in this case or VWAP, and then a big move back up. This big move right here tends to be a bull trap where they get the bulls long only to have this current candle, I'm talking about the 1 o'clock candle, have its prior or have its low breached by the next bar. So the 105 candle breaches the low of this candle, which is currently, what's the low here? Sorry, let me see. What's the low on this candle? 215. So watch out, ABTS making a big move, but it could be a bull trap to suck in the longs. Now, simultaneously, DVLT still making a big move. Any still trying to hold trend above 420, but it just lost prior bar low. So be on the lookout for that. And SWN, the one that I'm involved in, bless you, Ram. This one did zig and zag. Oh, God, these charts again. Zig and zag a little bit below 130, but I'm continuing to hold this one. I've got 131 on. What is it showing me right now? Where is it? I can't even find it, man. There it is. Yeah, it's still showing me 133, 134. So I don't feel like we've lost trend. I'm still holding out for 145. We've got to pause for a second. President Trump is saying things.
Yes, indeed he is, Sharif. He's saying quite a few things. He's reportedly telling CNBC that, quote, he's not worried about oil prices. He's inquiring about the situation with Netanyahu, I'm guessing, with regards to the conflict and if Israel is, in fact, attacking in Lebanon. Also, he's saying he's just unconcerned about the end of the peace talks with Iran, saying he, quote, doesn't care if the talks end. If we get more details, I'll keep you posted. But it's worth noting this is kind of par for the course for what he's already been saying as of late. Again, President Trump saying he's really indicating basically in these comments to CNBC, he's A, not worried about oil prices, and B, not particularly concerned with getting a deal right away here with Iran. And further hearing comments coming or being reported here from Iran, specifically Iran's foreign ministry, saying that a ceasefire violation in one area affects all other areas and that the U.S. is directly responsible for ceasefire violations with Iran through Israel's violations in Lebanon. Back to you.
Thank you very much for that, Adair. Yep, as with the back and forth continues to go on, you guys got to stick with us here because we're going to give you the news faster than anybody else literally gives it to you. You know that. We'll break the news 10 minutes before CNBC, 15 minutes before Bloomberg, 25 minutes before Yahoo Finance.
Or Axios.
They can't hang, bro.
Axios.
What Axios?
Yeah, I know exactly. I can't stand Axios.
Let's check. Jay-Z's open, guys. Let's have a look at what Jay-Z is up to. Still zigging and zagging here, finding support at 2. Limit up is 224. Currently, limit down is 194. Continue to watch here for a hold of 2. 2 in my submission to you guys is a key area of support. If it loses 2 and it loses decisively, this one could see $1.75 or even worse, $1.50, where the volume weighted average price is hanging out. I'm getting in here, Bovin. I'm going to give this to a little bit above limit down because I don't want to be caught with this one. Limit down. There it goes into 20. Boom. What do we got on? We got 9s. We're looking for a little bit more now. Let's go ahead and wait at the $0.25, and then above that, we're going to look for the 3rd. Seller at 18 that we can't shake locally here. Be on the lookout. That's the second time we've rejected 218. Now there it is. It goes back right into 18. And again, they're selling at 218 for whatever reason. Look for the bid to move above 18 for confirmation that that seller has been removed. There it goes into 25. And now it's going to halt up here possibly. Looks like it could be a false halt. 25, 224, is going to be the limit up here on Jay-Z. We've got 9s. 3, 2, 1, halt. Perfect. I did that one right this time. So we're caught in an up halt here, only having wet the beak a couple times. The tap now showing 230. So we're going to continue to watch this. There's my man, Bovin. Get it, Bovin. A good hold of 2. That should have been your tip right there, that hammer candle that wicked into two, only to get bought up quite aggressively, should have been an indication to you that that was a key area of support. Let's see what this one has to offer upon resumption, Joey.
Absolutely. So here it is, guys. NVDA up 5% on the day. Microsoft putting in another good one. Apple down to the tune of 2% here. I wouldn't really say that, man. What's the divvy on that bad boy?
It's like any day Apple's down, I'm gonna hate on it.
Yeah. You collect 27 cents on that bad boy, Sharif.
We're talking about the 25 earlier,
man.
What's his name, man? Just paid himself $200 million a year just like that. By Nvidia increasing the divvy from 1 penny to 25.
Just like that, bang. And same with Zuckerberg doing the exact same thing. We were talking about that one. Amazon down 3% here, but we love Amazon. How do we look from a daily? I thought we were going to tap into all-time highs relatively soon. Failed to establish a new one, but Meta, this thing has not been performing well, Sharif. We don't need to really clap on it anymore, but yeah, I mean, giving back the majority of that move on the paid tier systems here within Instagram. Sharif, a victim of that.
What?
Of the paid tiers.
Yeah. So I got a free 30 days.
Those ones are nice.
And then, right away, what I do is, as soon as I get the free thing, so then I go right into my
your subs, and
and then you go into where's it called, subscriptions, and then I just cancel it immediately.
You cancel it right there immediately. That's crazy. Cisco doing pretty good, but yeah, I mean, come on, man. We need Meta to really get this ball rolling. We're holding up on this bad boy. We're gonna stick with it, right? Like, we know the digital ad. Everybody's worried about Zuck falling into the metaverse one more time with all the CapEx spend, and then seeing no real ROI when we're starting to see the other big names like Amazon and Google really starting to turn a profit in their cloud business and via their AI tools. We're not really seeing that. Well, like, what does Zuckerberg have? Who's buying the Oakleys, their glasses, their Meta glasses, or whatever they're called? I don't think very many people, I haven't seen them. So this guy's spending a lot of cash, and we're just afraid of what happened before with the metaverse because no one was really using that. It was a fad for a little bit, and then sure enough, no one talks about it at this point. Now, Netflix not performing well either. Verizon, Disney, some of the other comms, AMD down 1.5%, but I believe that's small potatoes, right? Like, that's nothing substantial whatsoever. Now, we went over to our terminal and see what we had going on with this name, DRAM. Not too much open interest as we continue to climb higher. I mean, watch out for us to go on a big-time move. Let's head over to the June 18th expiration cycle. This is where we've seen the majority of our size, and there's nothing really. $65 already under the water at 13,000 contracts, but now 70 in the works. I think that's totally reasonable. It's really tough looking at this chart. For me, it's just like, hey, man, boom. Yeah, see you later. And then NASA hasn't been performing very well for us here today. But that's all right. I think this is going to be a good buying opportunity. These companies may not be anything like what the memory storage is, but hey, we're going to remain forward-looking and continuously buy up a little bit more. I literally bought like 0.25% in this stuff. I'll buy some more if it ever falls down into $32. You're now down, what is this? You're down 13%. Off of the highs here in NASA, and we already went over its top holdings. But let's head back over to the trades that we are in. DRAM, we're just letting this one ride here on the day. And then also NVDL starting to hover around the highs. Can we breach and hold? That's the objective, and break that 5%. Maybe we can head up into 12% on NVDL. That's going to put us at 6% on NVDA in itself. So 114 is going to put us at that marker. We like this name. Actually, let's do this right now, because if you want to get all upset about things, this is something that is just like, there's a time and a place. There's a time and a place to buy these leverage products. Okay, Randy, you ready for this? AMDL is a leverage product from the lows of the end of March to where we are currently trading at from a percentage metric. How much are we up?
Shoot in the dark. It's triple digits.
Yeah, it's triple digits. 543%.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Yeah, just like that, Randy.
Like literally. You go boom, and we're going to do it on NVDA now. From the same time to the peak. Oh, you can't cheat, man. That's cheating. We got, I'm only playing with you, 96%. So you get 100% return here in NVDA from the end of March to where we're currently trading at right now.
Okay, so here's the deal. We're in a hold down on JZ, but funny enough, we're still in the money. And we took a beak wetter there because I had a resting order at 231. So just before we get to that, Randy, I have to show them this because ABTS is absolutely rocketing. Has it cleared the pre-market? That's not even the pre-market high. Calm down, Sharif. No, it hasn't cleared down the pre-market high. That's still $5.30, and this is at 285. But what it did do was it took out that 1055 high, the high of which was 282. It is officially at 285 high of day now on ABTS. This is the one that I was crapping on, right? And forgive me for crapping on it, but I've just seen a lot of these patterns lately where they have extremely prolonged downtrends after a big move up, only to lure you in. Now, you know, if the winds of change are going to come and these ones are not going to be bull traps anymore, but real breakouts, we'll trade them like that. But if they're going to be, you know, just sort of a transient thing and not hang out, I'm talking about these patterns, then we won't. And there it goes into another high of day. 293, ABTS moving, looking like it's destined for at least a 3-touch. Now, the thing is, it's such a big chasm between that $3 area and the high of this morning, which is essentially, as I mentioned, $5.30. That's $2.30 there of a gap. Now, look, we didn't spend all that much time at 4:20 a.m. at that level, but the fact of the matter is that price level was hit. That is not a dark pool print. That is a real big boy print. So we're going to continue to watch this one, and we'll see what the trade is on ABTS. I've got that, I think, the last screen here, Assassino. There we go. So this one's done 62, almost 63 million shares on the day. The tape is picking up. The volume is picking up because it's at critical levels. So you need to be watching this if you're a small cap gapper trader. We're definitely going to watch it and keep you apprised of this. No, I didn't, YV. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I had no idea what was going on over there. What's going on, Randy? We got Randy behind us. You know that, right?
You know he was still there. How's it going? Yeah? How's the weekend? Was it chore-laden or, yeah? But like good in a good, achieved kind of way, right? Nice, very nice. Very nice.
What's the lawn care spot? How's that put?
Lawn care.
Is it? Nice. Do you compete with your neighbors?
I feel like it's that kind of a neighborhood because Randy lives a little bit outside the city, right? We're not going to say exactly where.
A little bit outside of nowhere.
A little bit outside of nowhere. Yeah, no, it's
That's
not.
how we like it.
So there's obviously a lot of community involvement where you live.
A lot of great community. I love small towns.
Yeah,
my daughter's 21st birthday today. Happy birthday, Kaylee.
Yo, happy birthday.
One that we see often?
She's been here a couple times.
Yeah. She's
That's my younger daughter.
That's your
my older daughter. Yeah.
Older daughter. Got it.
So we had a big birthday bash yesterday, and a little lawn care, some yard work, and it's so dry out. And
Customer, this is in America. You can drink at 19 here.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's 19 in this province, and then if you go over to the French side,
18.
it's 18.
Yep.
And that's what we used to do when we were.
I think
Quebecers,
I used to go there when I was like
Quebecers,
16. Yeah.
Good times.
And the funny thing is, though, everything is on the table, except, God forbid, you should move alcohol from one province to another.
That's a no-no.
The restrictions on that is just insane, right? It's like two different countries
Don't go
almost.
there.
Yeah, don't go there.
No.
And they've been trying to change that, actually, because of the whole trade tensions and stuff. They're like, oh, let's do more interprovincial trade.
Yeah,
what an idea.
Yeah, what an idea. Yeah, who thought of that one?
Yeah. Who thought of that one? Yeah. I love it. We always got something to say about Canada, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to Randy. Oh, Adam James abroad.
Bro,
you're not that far. You're not that far, bro.
Don't ever disrespect Bradford like that.
Yeah, he's from Bradford, by the way.
Ever.
You can tell your boy Joey Option is a little sensitive about that Bradford comment there. Adam James abroad dropping 2 in the chat says, I must say, Randy lives in Oshawa or up in Bradford. I'm going to say you were a lot closer with the Oshawa thing because it's along those ways. Adam James abroad.
Yeah.
Yes. Can I tell you that, this guy, all he does is just travel. That's his modus operandi.
What do you mean? He's a digital nomad.
Digital nomad, right?
You should just change your name to Adam the Nomad.
Super. We got a super here. Oh, Joe, that's all you right there, my guy. Go ahead.
Yeah. Someone said they make their own liquor. Nice, man.
Why not? That's actually pretty
Can I get TA on KN and VSH? We're obviously messing around with you, but shout out to Bradford and the Bradford Bulldogs. You know. All right, let's see what we got. Ooh, this is looking pretty good.
Is that the select team or is that the junior A team?
So, the Rattlers. I don't know if the Rattlers were the junior team. I don't know if the Rattlers still exist. But yeah, the Bulldogs were the real dogs. KN, Knowles Corp here, or Knowles, Beyonce Knowles over here. I mean, these things are looking really good. I'm not even familiar with what these guys actually do. Let's go over to our overview and see what we got going on. KN. Foundation overview, corporation manufacturer of the specialty here, electronic components. The company is engaged in manufacturing high-performance capacitors, radio frequencies. Okay, I think someone mentioned this name before. Now that I read up on it again, I mean, hey, listen, if you're going with the trend is your friend, and it looks absolutely fantastic. We'll go over your other name here. Continue to hold. I don't know if you're positioned in this name, but there's no point. Continue and let it ride. It doesn't look like there's any form of stopping this. If the trend breaks, then maybe trim a little bit and then maybe buy some on the dip. Now, for the other ticker that you're looking at, VSH, see what this bad boy's up to. Vishay, okay, here's another one. Vishay. Vishay, whatever it may be. Anyways, 223%. We'll go over that. Again, this is more parabolic, so you'll see a trend break a little bit quicker. And when you're just going straight up at this point, things happen. So be aware of that. It may get some form of continuation, but it's crazy to think that I've never heard of these names. I don't know if Sharif has, but you can find places outside of this tech trade. Yeah, VSH.
No.
Yeah, no one. And same with the other one, KN. I have no idea. And let's see what they do, VSH. There's so much, they just follow the money, apparently. Inter Technology is engaged in manufacturing a portfolio of discrete semiconductors, and passive electronic components. Now, with that being said, does it give us holdings? No, it's discrete. That's why. Read the description in the overview. But yeah, those things look absolutely fantastic.
Shout out to Peter Hope. Good afternoon, rainy in Florida. Thoughts on ONDS? I think that would be one of the only times, where we, no, I'm kidding, of course. We have had a lot of sun here lately, and we're going to continue to have a lot of sun if you believe the 14-day forecast. More pleased I could not be. Well, let's look at ONDAS. Shout out to Peter. Thank you for the super chat. Look at ONDS. This is a former convict. A lot of us know this one. We've been watching ONDS, I think now, goodness, I want to say for months, as a name that we've been trading intraday and sometimes even, looking at it for multiple days. Consolidative, I want to say over the past few days since the 28th. Look, it sold off quite aggressively on Friday, but look at that V-shaped retracement. Recovers back into that consolidative range. So if I can, I perceive, generally a $13 range at the low end. Of course, Friday was a bit of an off day because this one dipped down to about 11.5. So about 13 area support with about 13 3/4, 1350 area resistance. At least that's, my perception of things. Let's look at the daily. The wider time frame certainly showing 850 to 8 support, and then $12 resistance at times, but it's above that now. So I'm saying the next level you're probably going to be looking at is going to be around 15 should we clear these levels. So be on the lookout there, ONDS, and you can just see how many times we've loaded up and looked at ONDS based on how many times I've had to throw the ticker on the chart there because they don't generate on their own. Continuing to watch here, just 1 second. SWN looking for 145. It's going to be a 10-minute halt, if not longer, on JZ, and that is not boding well for my position. The tap has been stuck at $1.86 now for, I think, for about 5 minutes. This is trouble here. JZ, 186, theoretical auction price, halt time, 13:23 current time, 13:23:02. Okay, so we're gonna open likely in about 20 seconds. Just leave that Assassino on there from Adam. Let's just see what Jay-Z has to offer here. Tap showing 190. It's getting bought up. Let's see what we get. Do we get an open at 10 minutes, or are we gonna have to continue to wait for 15? Doesn't look like it's gonna be 10. Oh, it's open. There's a buyer at 94. It's losing the bid here. If it loses 90, I'm out. Buyer at 93. It's losing the bid, it feels like here. And now I'm going to end that trade. So we'll give back a little bit on that one. Will we be positive, though, on Jay-Z? Let's just look. Yes, but barely. like barely. So Jay-Z, give back a little bit there. Loses 2. There is support here, by the way, at 180 to 175. Adam James Abroad, dropping 2 in the chat. Last week, I called ZETA to $30 this week. Flying. Say less. Let's look at ZETA. All right. Oh, my days. This is ripping. What are you laughing at, Fabian? Yeah. No, what? You still here?
Oh, he's still there. Oh,
come
wow.
back?
I didn't even notice,
came back.
man.
You came back. I was like, what
June
the hell?
9th,
Go ahead.
Rivian R2 order books
Yeah.
and deliveries are open. That's 1 week, folks,
Canada?
and the U.S.
And the U.S., so we're both at the
June
same time.
9th. Delayed orders in Canada, but the books are open. So they won't be delivered as soon up here,
Okay.
but the order books will be
The
open.
order books are open. Deliveries are going to be
They said
states
within
first.
2 weeks in the States, and then later up here.
So we're talking about the first R2 finding its way to the customer within 2 weeks.
Within 2 weeks
That's
of,
huge.
of June 9th.
And this is coming out of Georgia?
Yes.
Wow, that's going to be big.
Georgia.
If we start seeing these en masse, I told you, and they're trying to get ahead of it. They opened up a store at Yorkdale. I'm assuming, obviously,
We're
with a
going.
view to having that retail, that post, right? Especially if the R2 is going to be feasible now for a lot of
There
people.
will be demo drives.
It's going to be great.
We're,
I'm
we're
definitely
going.
going to take it.
We're going.
Yes, thank you for updating us on that. So hold on, Katina. No, but we're serious here because Marissa's wanted a Rivian for a long time. Katina, man, I know that you're not on camera, so I'll just echo what you're saying here. Is the R2 making it to the Katina household? Yes. There's going to be an R2 in the Katina household. There will be a Tesla, and there will be a Rivian. Boom.
Rivian.
I can't wait to see what that thing looks like on the inside, man.
It's going to be very
Oh,
nice. It's going to be extremely nice.
It's going to be extremely nice.
Yeah, of course, man.
Have you seen some of the videos of that bad boy?
Pull them up.
Yeah, we can. But let me do a little bit of a thing here first, Joe.
All right, do your thing.
We're gonna look to take a little bit of a beak wetter here at 4.4 on S. There it goes, 4.5 on SUN. SUN continuing to trend up here, guys. 47 is the high of the day. Look for a move into 50. I think we probably get a bit of resistance at that 50 penny area. Let's bring in the YouTube stream over here and have a look quickly. See what that R2 looks like.
Yeah, while you pull that up, let's go. We're going to go over a little NVDA. We'll see what Katina Man's R2 is looking like. Now, as for Robinhood, a nice recovery here on the day, guys. We almost broke through some of these pre-market zones. You see this high at 91.73. Hopefully this doesn't get established as a lower high, but there it is. DRAM still hovering, and then we're starting to form this consolidation around these highs. So as long as this trend line holds up in NVDA, then I think we have the ability to break out. As soon as it cracks, be prepared for that double top, and then sure enough, maybe that move back in towards VWAP. But we're going to continue to climb on this bad boy, I believe. So that's looking pretty good. Tesla breaking down, and that's Robinhood, and we're looking at DRAM. Now, as for the overall market, the NASDAQ performing significantly, well, I shouldn't say significantly, but performing a little bit better than what the SPY is. That's going to be led by some of the financials. Let's pull up those bad boys and see what we got going on. The XLF, we can go through some of our sector ETFs. It's going to be the XLF. See, not doing too much, man. This thing is not good whatsoever. And XLP, our staples, not doing very well either, as Walmart and Costco slide off of their all-time highs. So we'll keep an eye out on that. And we'll do actually XLC, because that's Google, I believe it is. Yeah, Google and Meta are in this one. Yeah, $115, that's not too bad from an all-time high standpoint. We're just consolidating, but once you get that breakout, I think a lot of it's being held up by META.
Yeah, here it is, Assassino. So let's just play little clips of this. we don't get dinged. So this was basically the R2 before, production. So I don't know why they put these markings on it. They think it's gonna, trip people up in terms of design. I don't know why they mark it like this. Doug DeMuro had the same issue. This is basically the same thing, shape-wise, Joey, as the R1, just obviously a lot smaller, right? Yeah. It's like saying, I don't know, the Explorer and the Expedition, if that kind of makes sense to anybody.
Those lines are those.
But here's what I like about it, man. Let's look on the inside here, because the quality on the inside is ridiculous. Let's get into the inside here. Shout out to Marquez Brownlee. Where's the inside, bro? Let's go. I'm just waiting for this. He compares it there to the Tesla. I'm just trying to get, there we go. Now we got the look on the inside. So I like this. The screen is a little bit smaller on the R2. So it's a bigger screen on the R1, but it's the same functional, what's it called? It's a little bit smaller, right? 5.5 inches smaller. That's it. That's not that bad. That's not too bad. But it's the same UI, which a lot of people do like on Rivian. Like it has it's much loved. Very similar on the inside, if we can kind of show this super quick. Obviously, again, a little bit smaller, but the back is kind of have that same look with the Rivian seats. You can see it's narrower, it's shorter, obviously. But the beautiful thing about having an EV, think about this. There's no front engine. So what you can do is you move the two seats, the front seats up more into the hood, and then you give more room to the rear passengers. So you always have more room in these SUVs.
Yeah, that's a
EV
fair point.
SUVs. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, I think this is going to be a needle mover for them. If they can get the production right, this is going to be definitely big. Guys, there's a lot going on here in small cap gapper world, so I need to bring your attention to it. ABTS just broke 3. It's ripping, okay? It's got a lot of support here at 260. Not sure why. Kind of don't care. But there's resistance at 3. It's a 310 official high. I have to bring your attention to the left side of the screen. That is the 420 print at 4:20 a.m. this morning. That got to $5.30. So I'm not saying that there's going to be bag holders en masse or anything, because we only did about 1.3 million shares on that. But we are moving here on ABTS. Last but not least, Joey, DVLT, also another above and special, really moving up quite aggressively into about 58 pennies. You said something's going on?
Yeah, but I mean, I don't think it's anything crazy, because you see a little bit of an increase. So there it is, DRAM hitting the new high of the day, and then you've seen the tape and the fluctuation within the price action. So there is some form of catalyst, but it's just clearly not that heavily weighted at this point. I like what Neal said the other day. We'll bring that up here momentarily. Let's see what Adair has for us.
Keep an eye here in this Truth Social post from U.S. President Donald Trump saying, quote, I had a very productive call with Prime Minister Bibi Netanyahu of Israel, and there will be no troops going to Beirut, and any troops that are on their way have already been turned back. Likewise, through highly placed representatives, I had a very good call with Hezbollah, and they agreed that all shooting will stop, that Israel will not attack them and they will not attack Israel. President Donald J. Trump. So President Trump here indicating through a couple phone calls that there could be a de-escalation here in the Middle East. As such, you do get a spike higher here in the market. Back to you.
Good to hear, man.
Yeah, it's good to hear. That's what you want. It's going to take a while. I mentioned this as soon as the conflict started. It's going to take significantly longer than what we're anticipating to get a deal done, because these guys aren't just going to roll over and do everything that the States has wants them to do. Now, as for Robinhood, is that going to be the juice that gets us past this intraday pivot and into $92? You can see that DRAM put in that high, and then we're still hovering around this consolidation, this bull flag here from a secondary trend standpoint on NVDA. Tesla didn't do anything on this off of that news. So, I mean, other than that, to the downside, back-to-back red days for Tesla. It did find somewhat of a rebound, but the price action has not been that clean or orderly, in my opinion. One day you're up, one day you're down. It's not like trading any of these memory storage names.
And it's funny, too, like with the recovery in Europe with respect to sales. We talked about that this morning, triple digits in a lot of these jurisdictions. You think it would get a bit of a bid, but none really. Do you think that that's more reflective of the market really looking through the EV business for Tesla, that a recovery to the tune of triple digits on a continent that, had basically all but cut off Elon doesn't move the needle? In fact, it's down 3.5%.
I mean, I think... Sharif, I'll be honest, I think it's to the tune of triple digits, but what is that coming from? right? Like, so it's
Coming
like,
from bad numbers.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just like, okay, yeah, even though there, whatever, I forget the percentage metric that you mentioned, but it's like, okay, it's not great, but it's better than what it was before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like France, something like 600 something percent.
Yeah.
I read that correctly this morning. Like,
Let's see what we got.
it was ridiculous.
Shares.
Bovin, Jay-Z again. I'm watching it, Bovin. It's right here. I've got it up on the trading screen. It's just a little consolidative, Bovin, a little above two, a little bit below. And the halt levels, the halt bands, I should say, are super close given the price. So we got limit up now at 207. We're showing 202. Limit down just flashed. I couldn't see it. I think it's in the 80s. 207 limit up for anybody watching this, flashing 202, 203. So I'll continue to watch that, but Outlaw Trader also pointed up a good one. It's going to halt here, guys. Jay-Z flashing 207 now, but the band moved up to 209. So halt band, limit up, 209, flashing 7s and 8s. NUAI, another one to be on the lookout for here. Outlaw Trader calling this one out, and oh God, these charts. Sorry, just let it go through its little temperament there.
As we're waiting, there you got it.
Yeah. So sorry, Joey.
Yeah.
So 575 or thereabouts is a 10 EMA on the 5. It felt like NUAI was a buy program right until 6, because once it got into 6, you started getting these resistance candles, topping tail, indecision candles. Anyway, I'd be looking for support at $0.75. If that doesn't hold, look for the $0.50. And the volume weighted average price is right about that $0.50 anyway. So NUAI, another one to keep a close eye out on here.
Yeah, I mean, so it's just to get in a little more context from what Sharif and I were just talking about, 5,400 new vehicles in France, right? So that's where you can see a substantial jump. If you're looking at 113% in Denmark, so like, I mean, that's just a little bit over 800 vehicles, you know what I mean, from before. So, I mean, that's...
I think we can probably pull up from chat or something what the all-time high sales are, kind of compare them to those jurisdictions, right?
And like, where's Norway? I know Adair had her infographic this morning. Norway was one of the better performing. Yeah, whenever you have time is one of the better performing. So, I mean, I don't think that's horrible if you ask me, right? Like in May, 1,700 there, 5,400 in France. But we talked about the diversification away from maybe the Iranian oil. Is this going to be one of the ways? Is that you just go electric?
Electric.
I don't know. Maybe potentially. Yeah, pull that back up for us one more time, SSC,
SSC,
France,
yeah, there we go.
There we go. Denmark, España, Sweden, and Norway. There you go. 29%. And they signed that deal, I believe, for FSD in Sweden too, wasn't it?
So, yeah.
Right.
They're launching it incrementally in China as well. So we'll see how that kind of all happens there. The China headline was really misleading because it made you think that it was already available there, and that's just not the case. So. All right, Bovin says he's holding NUAI from 4, so he's $1.83 in the money. Shout out to my man Bovin on that one. I'm running out of patience with SUUN over here. It feels like it may have rejected that general area of 150. It's a double top at 147. It's coming back down now into the high 130s. I've got 131 on. I'm going to end my trade here so I can focus on NUAI because that one feels like it may be coming to the 10 EMA and have another attempt at 6. Shout out to my man Bovin. What I want to see here on NUAI is a clean hold and then on a smaller time frame, a breach of the prior bar high. So I'm going to continue to watch NUAI for a possible move back into 6. I could be certainly interested in getting into that. DVLT still making area highs as well, so don't forget about that one. It's been consolidative, though, a little bit here at south of 58 pennies. It's had multiple attempts at that 58 penny area and hasn't breached it, so that's a little unusual there. Of course, JZ still in focus, ABTS as well, but this one did reject 3, but it's still holding trend above that 2 2/3 above the 10 EMA, so ABTS in focus, and then there's SUUN
there we
coming
go.
back down. Go ahead, Jim.
There we go. There it is, NVDA up to 222.60, breaking through that high of the day. So a nice little move right there, ladies and gentlemen. We'll look to take a little bit more off on this bad boy. We waited for the breakout, it came to us, and then now we have to capitalize on it. So not too bad of a play. We'll post up and we'll catch that fill. Yeah. Nice, good luck. Let's head over to our watch list. We were looking for that breakout. The trend line held up, and then sure enough, you get in. With that being said, you have to take some. Now, Broadcom, what have you been doing here on the day?
I've never seen you in so many positions in my life.
Well,
I love it.
yeah, sometimes I do
Really?
that,
That's
yeah.
like a Katina Man roll right
Katina Man,
there.
3
bro.
of them.
Like
Yeah,
20 positions, that one.
smaller shares there, my brother. Look at Amazon on. Oh no, this was Microsoft. Was that Microsoft? Yeah. So a couple of days of strong running. Now you're at some key support levels. Watch for this to be the support level to be breached, which is currently doing that right now. From a 1 minute standpoint, doesn't look that pretty. Multiple retests. You gap up here this morning, so you're gonna probably start to fill some of that, and then I think at some point you'll just continue on your merry way as NVDA. What's that? Well, I mean, it's paper. It's not. Yeah, it's not. Yeah. Don't get it twisted. QUBT. That's not doing anything. And then, sure enough, we were talking about the quantum names not too long ago. It's IONQ 70. Nice breakout. We're not too far off of the all-time high on this bad boy. 17%. Think about it. We lost about 80%, close to 70% of its value not too long ago.
You notice that mic in front of you there?
I did. It's hard not to.
It's hard not to notice the mic. Yeah, the Katina Man, the Neal's got the mic. I guess I'm next. Fabian, update us. What are these? Look up. Above my monitor. Oh, there it is right there. So that's where that's going to set up.
What is that? What are these for?
What are these for, Fabian? Like, obviously, they're mics, so they're to pick up audio, but is it for when people are not wearing... Just testing. Okay. That's cool. Yeah, just wondering what it is. Why are you answering, Ram? I was asking him, bro. I love Ram, bro. Just teasing, eh? OLOX says Andre. Not our Andre, of course, but we'll look at OLOX. By the way, guys, Jay-Z is trying to make another move up here, by the way. Back into 210, 211. Let's check out OLOX. What's going on with that? Sorry, guys. The charts today, they are what they are. Today, I know. Yeah, they were good last week, Randy. I mean, I didn't have too many complaints last week. I got a lot of complaints this week, though, because every single time I've tried to load it up, this is what I get. I get the black screen of death. Yeah, so we're going to have to wait. There we go. OLOX. Light volume, brother, on this one. 711,000 shares traded on the day. The 5-year average is 2.15 million, so we haven't even gotten to half the 5-year average here. But, hey, man, who can complain about a name that's up 11.5%? It is a very small market cap. Less than $10 million market cap right now. OLOX, the one I'm looking at. Also, I got a new position here. NUAI. Oh, I'm out already. It stopped out. So lost 582. So I was supposed to give it to the prior bar low. So it did lose prior bar low right now on NUAI. So we'll give back a little bit there. But I'm still interested in this one. If it holds up above the 10 EMA, starts giving me a couple of candles there to show new highs, we'll get back involved. And let's not forget about Jay-Z. It is halted up again. $2.25. High a day, 254. But good support there, Joey, off 2. Oh, NUAI, you little bugger. Ooh. You're going to move up again? That's crazy, NUAI. All right, that's man. Crazy. Let's keep an eye out on this one. Might have to give it to the 7.
Let's see how our good friend Bitcoin has been performing here today, as some of these names are just continuing to climb. I mean, 5% plus here, 5.5% on NVDA. Let's see how we've been on Ethereum and Bitcoin. ETH. Hey, Ethereum, how are you doing today?
How you doing?
I mean, not friends? Horrible, not great. No, I never liked friends.
Neither
no. There's Ethereum. Let's see how Bitcoin's been performing. IBIT. I do believe there's more downside. With that being said, there probably isn't. So watch out. Continue to hold on this. Michael Saylor selling some. I wonder why.
Why, Joey?
I don't know. That was a genuine question. I wonder why Mr. Saylor, he raised some funds with it, did he not? But for what? But I thought you were just going to buy more Bitcoin. So
Joey.
So what was the point of that? I don't know. Let's figure it out here. Executive chairman sold Bitcoin last week. The sale may have spurred a drop in the price. Now, how many did he sell? His strategy sells $2.5 million worth of Bitcoin in the first time in 41 months. So that's nothing. That's like chump change for what he's been spending on it. I mean, he's sold 32 Bitcoin. Is that even really worth it at the end of the day? It's like, I understand that we're going to write that in there, but what did he sell 32 Bitcoin for, to fund like his yacht or something else along those lines? I think that's more or less what it's for. If I was going to add a little bit more, I'm going the strategy route, and that's the leverage play, right? So instead of going on the actual underlying itself at this point and the value that MSTR is trading at, I think you go with this.
All right. Some barbell work that we smashed this weekend. So we ended up getting in so I love lunges because the variations that you can do on lunges, step backs, incline, decline lunges, step forward lunges, fixed place lunges. So I hadn't done the step forward ones in a minute. And I find that you put a little bit more pressure on your knee when you do these ones.
Big time. I was doing them on Saturday and
Step
Sunday.
forwards. So you know exactly what I'm talking about. Big there.
Time.
So I do like these ones, but I'm always careful not to load.
Something going on in the market here, Sharif. Big time spike up there, brother. In NVDA, in the overall market. There's the SPY, there's the NASDAQ, some big time stuff. We're going to send it over to Adair.
Yeah, I'm only seeing one headline here. If I get more context, I'll let you know. But President Trump apparently indicating that talks are continuing rapidly with Iran. So President Trump here, again, reportedly, as far as I can see, once again, indicating continued agreements here, or continued conversations rather, with Iran. If I get more details here on what this actually entails, I'll let you know. But in the meantime, back to you guys. If I see more, I'll let you know. Once again, headline, President Trump saying that talks continue at rapid pace with the Islamic Republic of Iran, and that Hezbollah and Israel have agreed not to attack each other. Back to you.
Rapido. Oh, yeah, absolutely. That is obviously good news there. I mean, we'll see how that whole thing works out. All right. Back to the workout of the day. So we're doing some front lunges. Joey put about a 185 on the bar there, which is not that much for the lunge, but specific to me in this case, I want to notice like how slow I'm going down. And the reason I'm doing that, for one specific reason only, I'm trying to make sure that the initiation in the glute is where like that's where I'm trying to initiate, because I always have the problem of initiating from the quad because I'm so quad dominant.
Yeah.
And then that's not why I'm doing this workout, right?
So do you put more pressure on your heel?
So absolutely the opposite.
Okay.
I'm finding the pressure on my hip.
On your
right?
hip.
So whereas before, if I was trying to push off my quad, I'd be pushing off my heel.
Off your heel?
So that's why I'm going so slow, because I'm trying to catch it in my glute on my hip. And then that's the rotation up, and that's when I'm pushing. And then supersetted with these push presses, which I absolutely love. Obviously, it's a lot of momentum. We're doing 185 on this one as well. But the whole point is the negative here is also really good. And then we did the barbell rows. I did pretty heavy here. 225 barbell rows. And then these ones are bad.
Windshield wipers?
Absolutely.
Try
Your
hanging them.
obliques will light up on this
I
one.
like those.
And very functional, too. It's like doing it off a machine is kind of like...
We like the windshield wipers.
You like the windshield wipers. Get it, Joey.
Yes,
So that's
sir.
a workout of the day. And we are throwing in a lot of barbell work lately because, well, that is the move. So continue to watch NUAI here. We just took a beak wetter through. We got right back into this, back into 88s. I've got a bias that this one probably rips through that $6 area. So I did land rest my orders at these key levels. The highest one I've got is about 607. It's a 612 high here on NUAI. But JZ is back, and it is halted up again into the high of the day. It is, close to the high of the day. 250, the halt level. High of day, 254. Want to keep a close eye here on JZ. This one could be absolutely very, very rocket chippy, if that's a word. This one could see 3 sooner rather than later. SWN as well, continue to trend in to that 143. I got pushed out of this one because it did reject the 147 level, so I didn't want to be caught on the double top. So continuing to wait for a print here on NUAI. Really looking for 6 though.
Good stuff. Need I talk any more? I mean, 5.5% here, and a little bit more on 5.6% almost on NVDA. To the top side, we have the NASDAQ and the SPY both tapping into all-time highs once again, guys. So it's just been a big-time run that this market has been on. And I mean, just be patient, right? Like we had some nice moves in Robinhood, PDT rule. You get 20% in the SPY. Meanwhile, you're also collecting $1.80 on that dividend. And then we also have the NASDAQ too, right? Like the NASDAQ, big-time moves, a little bit more, I think, is to that 33%. So that's a couple years of returns. If you're trimming on the way up, I don't think that's anything horrible, but it's another buy the dip scenario. We experienced that for how long? Like look at this from April. I believe this was the tantrum lows. Any form of a dip that you can get, you look to get involved, and I think that's going to be the narrative. You got a couple of percentage points right there, 3.7%, and then you just climb another 10%. So it's a big-time movement, and I like what we got going on, but zero chance I'm chasing all the way up here. Let's send it back over to Adair.
QUBT here in KOPN. This is Copan Corp. This company just shared a post on X a couple minutes ago calling themselves one of the biggest AI bottlenecks. So nice self-promotion here on social media, sending KOPN to the upside. Separately, I do have some more here out of the Middle East. Al-Adath reporting the U.S. is pushing for a real comprehensive ceasefire with Hezbollah. This is citing an Israeli official, and this backs up the post that we've seen from President Trump over the last couple minutes. Back to you.
Good point, brother, because expect this to happen, especially when you get right back into talks. They weren't going well. Donald Trump was apparently in no rush. Now things are happening quick. So it's funny how that switched up in the span of an hour and a half or 2 hours, roughly.
Yeah. Like, you're trying to predict what President Trump is going to do at any one point is, you know, kind of a futile experiment. I mean, his biggest strength isn't unpredictability. You don't know what the hell he's going to do at any one point. But, hey, man.
Never let him know your next move.
Yeah, so goes the old saying there. But, man, yeah, wow, what a sell-off there on NUAI. We were just ripping up through 6. Candle high there into 603, just dropped down 10 pennies right into 594. I was trying to set up for a profit taker in the high 6s at 609. No continuation, though, right now, anyway, on NUAI. So watch out for lower highs here, and especially a rejection of 6. This is the second attempt that I have at 88s. Let's see if this one can work back into that area high. What else is ripping? BlackBerry? Really? Again, BlackBerry's ripping? No, it's not ripping. It's at the high of the day, though, to be fair. 982, BlackBerry's back. And Neal, BlackBerry's up another 9%. Something's going on. $5.75 billion now. Not bad, man. BlackBerry's been okay lately. So we'll keep tabs on that. What else we got over here? Still Jay-Z is halted. We mentioned that to you guys. Still halted up at 250 halt time. 146.02. So the earliest it'll be open is 12:51:02. It is currently 50:31 or 50:35. So, yeah, another 30 seconds or so before this one opens up again. What's going on, Joey?
No, I'm just watching the DRAM go, man. It's just, I had that trade here earlier today. Anyways, it's over now, Sharif, as Robinhood. I tried to long on it this morning, and it stops you out off of these wicks here, and then boom, off to the races it goes. But this thing is just absolutely monstrous. Once again, it's just it's the exact same thing. I'm comparing this trade, and I think it's even better than what we had in that silver trade. Right? Like, I remember when I first started trading it, Gorb's like, hey, man, silver's on a big-time run. We take multiple opportunities on that. And then, sure enough, you go on this multi-month. But DRAM has been better, if you ask me. Some of these memory plays have been significantly better, if you ask me. So, yeah, really good look. And if you have any opportunity to buy some dips, I think you're putting probability in your favor as we continue to climb in so many of the names. Now, how's Snow been performing? Another big update, Sharif. Volume with 13 million shares. Wow, continuation, man. I was talking about Snow so long ago.
Oh, my God.
Baby.
I don't want the answer to that.
Do you know okay, actually, I'll do this.
What are you going to do?
I will give somebody a special something if they can tell me who and where Curtis Snow is from. You have a time limit, and you got a minute. That's it, because you could just look it up quick, 30 seconds.
Hey, Siri, ask ChatGPT where Curtis Snow is from.
They're probably not going to give you the right answer.
Steve Chat knows.
ChatGPT asks,
Yes.
sorry, but I couldn't
Yes.
individual named Curtis Noah.
I didn't say Noah, I said snow, you stupid.
Yo, Siri is so hot garbage. Anyways, Flower Films wins. How do you know that?
Get
Curtis
it.
Snow, the greatest, one of my
Game of
favorite
Thrones?
movies. No.
Canada.
Yeah.
So I'm just reading some of the things.
Jesse, you don't know that. You don't know Snow on the Bluff, brother. Yeah. Yeah, that's what it's from. It's just about this dude from Atlanta.
Yeah?
Yeah.
From a TV show?
No, it's like a documentary.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
About?
Snow on the Bluff. This gangster. He's like a gangster. Yeah.
You know what I watched on the weekend? Old
Siri is
documentary.
so garbage.
Have you ever watched Cocaine Cowboys?
Long time ago, man.
Oh my
Long
days!
time
I just
ago.
I ran into that on my computer. I had a bunch of different movies on the old hard drive that I used to stream off. Man, Cocaine Cowboys, what a documentary that is! That's next level. And I heard that there's a really good one as well called
Holy cow.
Cocaine Cowboys 2, and it's supposed to be about the what was her name, El Madrina or something like
Was
that.
that the godmother of
the godmother?
Yeah.
That she was clipping everybody, right?
Yeah, she was psychotic too, though.
She
I'm
was
pretty sure.
nuts. Like,
She was
you couldn't
actually-
get in a relationship with this woman, otherwise you find
Fine
yourself
City.
dead pretty quick.
Yeah, how do you guys even know about
My
Snow on the
neighborhood
Bluff,
says
man?
RD Inc. So I'm assuming you lived in Griselda Blanco. Thank
Yeah,
you.
Griselda
Yes.
Blanco.
You guys live in Florida, obviously. Yuppie Mullet Sharif just trying to get hyped up for the Colombia trip. That's not even like
Is that what you're
Jose.
trying to get hyped up for, Sharif?
Not really, man. It was like I wasn't even.
Are you excited?
Yeah, I am quite excited. Yeah, I am.
that's good.
And the cousins are pumped too, man. 'cause
How long
it's a
is
boys
the
trip.
how long is the flight?
6 hours.
Okay.
Leaving here, basically, like a little bit after midnight
Yeah.
on like Thursday night, Friday morning,
Yeah.
technically. Get there, 6 a.m.-ish. So
Yeah.
it's
Oh
like
yeah, full day.
We have
That's
the
good.
full day,
Yeah, that's
right?
good.
And then we sleep on the flight. No time wasted, right?
That's good. That's
Yeah.
good. That's good.
Great to work.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that movie was hilarious. Or that documentary is actually really, really interesting, man. It's
Yes.
it is really interesting. I'm gonna sneeze again.
Okay. Blow is definitely one of my favorite. if
Very
you're talking
sad
about
movie
that.
though, man.
Blow?
Yeah. Are you talking about Johnny Depp?
Yeah.
Extremely sad movie, man.
Which part is his first girl?
Wife walks out on him. He has nobody. He comes out of jail. He's like a shadow of himself.
Yeah.
That's not sad to you?
Well, like you're gonna sympathize with a dude who's.
Well, he's obviously had some problems there with his old man and his moms and stuff like
Well,
that.
yeah,
Nobody
his
has a
mom
perfect
is-
life,
no.
right? But that movie is super sad to me. I think it's.
I think
an
how
excellent piece, but-
how his first wife dies is the saddest part.
Exactly, man.
But
And
what's
then
the-
he
what's his-
meets her, and
what's the-
she has no
she's
loyalty
just-
to him whatsoever.
Yeah, well,
Like,
obviously, because she's just doing. What's
Yeah.
that actress's name again?
Penelope Cruz.
I
Yeah.
can't stand her.
You can't stand her?
Yeah, I don't like Penelope.
her.
I don't
man.
like Penelope
I like
Cruz,
Penelope
man.
Cruz. What's your
Well, I don't like her
problem, bro?
because of that movie.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Her
you know what I
character in the
mean?
movie.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Was
His
young.
dad was the only one he could ever trust. Exactly, the real Gary F. Man, Gary knows what's going on.
Even his mom narked on him, man.
Yeah. That movie is just.
Would you
sad,
do that to
sad.
your
I don't
child?
like it. I don't like the whole thing. The whole thing I don't like. May the winds always be at your back and the sun upon your face. Thank you. Very sad movie and one of my favorites. Ozan,
Dang.
we see the same thing, brother. We see it the same way.
Yeah, you guys see
It is what it is, bro. It's just, anyway.
West Side, the bluff is no joke.
Joey.
Says T. Rob. Oh, and we got a $5 super
Go,
chat,
go,
my boy.
go.
Thank
But
you. Yeah,
Jay-Z's
I heard,
ripping.
man. I heard, man. Thank you very much for that, T. Rob. Sounds like you're from Atlanta there, my
Get it,
friend.
Buvin.
As we got new we got new highs there, 223.96, almost 6% here on NVDA. DRAM, need I go over this anymore? It's just going absolutely parabolic. Trend up on this. Buy the dip if you can. Are you buying it all the way up here? I'm not.
Did you see what the code named Ed said?
No, what did he say?
actually met the George Jung,
He
at
actually
the
met George
Cannabis
Jung?
Cup once he got out. That's amazing.
That's cool, man.
That is cool, man.
That is
Did
real
he have
cool.
any stories? Like,
How would he not? His
I
life
mean,
is
like,
a
I don't know, did you get
story.
to talk to
Yeah,
him?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
that's the thing. Did he, like, convey any stories to you that, you could share anything interesting?
You know what's funny about that is like that movie. I watched that movie in high school. Like me and my buddies would always watch it in high school. And it's like, yeah, he gets out in like 2024, 20 whatever, or like 2020 or something. But that seems so far away. And then when it actually happened, you're like, oh, he's out and he's free.
Yeah, well, because it took place like in the 70s.
Yeah,
He was getting weed first
80s or
from the Mexicans, and then he switched up.
Yeah.
right? That was the whole movie there.
Yeah, that 50,000 I promised you, couldn't get it. Yeah, I brought you 75 instead.
Yeah, you remember this?
Yeah.
Look at this guy. He's got the details. I love it.
that.
But there goes NUAI through 6, back into the high of the day of $6.12, showing 6.10 right now. NUAI has been a good one here. I know you're holding this one too, Bhavin, so shout out to you. And by the way, Jay-Z is halted up at the high of the day. It is now up 305%. Having done a little bit less than 37 million shares on the day. It is halted at $2.95, and the tap is already showing 303, 304, zigging and zagging. The halt time, 13:56:18. The earliest this will be open is 14:01:18. So be on the lookout there for Jay-Z on the NQ. Shout out to Ozan. This quote breaks my heart in that movie. But once I force a smile, knowing my ambition far exceeded my talent, there are no more white horses or pretty ladies at my door. Yeah, man, that movie, bro. It's a tough one for me anyway. Shout out to TT Mask, great segment, fellas. We love you, brother. Thank you for joining us as well. MF Dangerous, I am not selling Joby. Is it down again today, though? You know what, MF Dangerous, I'm going to go down with this ship. If Joby takes me down, then I paid the price for it. Where is it at?
Where is it?
I'm going to find out right now. I typed in job instead of Joby.
No, I was asking.
It's up, man. It's up 1% at 12 bucks. You know, I'm not that far out of the money anymore, but it is still, that is one of the two positions that I'm still out of the money on. That's BMNR and Joby Aviation. I have a lot more ambition and hope for Joby than I do for BMNR. I'll take BMNR to 0. I'll take the hit, and I'll be better for it because I'll have learned the lesson. But
Neil, you're good. You have to look like under there.
Joby,
so something. Sharif and I've been looking for it for a couple of days.
Yeah, Neil, it's not. We can't seem to find it. So
yeah,
that is a bit of an issue there. All right, Joey.
Yeah.
It just might be a little bit of an issue, Katina, man. But leave him with a thought, brother.
I was gonna try to think of a quote, but I don't have any right now. And with that being said, you don't need to force things all the time. Just allow them to come to you. And when they do, it'll be the right time and it'll feel fantastic. Hope everyone has a good Monday. It's a beautiful day here in the city.
Man.
You're gonna be catching me outside.
How about that?
How about that, as they typically do? I'm outside people in the summer, man.
You are outside people.
Yeah.
Are we?
You're doing it live.
Let us know when you're ready.
You're doing it.
There's no rush.
Yo, you're doing it live.
Not like we got like 5 minutes last week or anything like that, right?
Katina, man.
Katina, man. You mean he's wondering what's going on over there?
Yeah. No, I heard that he's funny, man. The high reach. Have to hit.
All right, guys.
Oh, our boy, our Obi. I don't know if Obi was listening, but. Remember how we were talking? We're like, yeah, he hasn't cut his hair in a while. He cut it last week.
Did he?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Because his hair was growing there.
Well, man, to him, man, he's been grinding on Blue Ocean.
Good, man. Good.
Yeah,
That's
he's
fantastic.
been up, like-
Neal was looking at some of the biggest moves from last week, and one of them was on Blue Ocean.
Did you see?
Oh.
Did you see? Someone made $230K
on TSX.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. I don't even want to talk about this on camera, but your boy Wainers and Mateo were talking about that at the Jays game. There's something's going on.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
All right, guys. The boys are ready. The big boys, that is. I want to mention that NUAI is at the high of the day. We're still holding it to 88, so watch for this one into the $0.25. But Joey and I, we're going to be back. Same bat time, same bat channel. See y'all tomorrow, man. Enjoy. Peace.
What's up, baby?